Your warp shell brings you to a derelict reptoid cruiser, drifting near a dying star. It is called the Red Sword, an infamous pirate ship feared in dozens of systems. But what happened to its crew? Sometimes evil takes the form we least expect. Hey, greetings, programs. It's old Hanker Infernale here, your old buddy from Dungeons and Dragons. And we got a big, exciting night ahead of us tonight. And as you can see down below here, I have a few illustrious players from the ICRPG community, which if you haven't gone over to check out the complete lunacy going on over there, you should check it out. I think we're going to have one more player here, but I think he spilled a bucket of acid on his keyboard, so he is currently hiring a tribe of monkeys to randomly input data until he can join the stream. Until that moment, down here we have Matt Shaker and Chris Hatley. How you guys doing, you guys? What's up?
Hey, happy to be here.
Yo!
So these two guys, these two gentlemen here, my illustrious players, have both made a name for themselves, busting out, tearing apart, hacking, disgracing, and praising ICRPG. So just on a kind of a lark, decided to take the first expansion adventure and kind of just pick the names I was seeing the most often in the Google Plus group and just kind of hit them up out of the blue and say, hey, you guys want to play? So that's how we came to tonight, and we're going to try to survive the horrors of the Red Sword together. And that's about it. Are you guys ready to go with this bad boy?
Good when you are.
Oh, yes.
So our players tonight, now the center hero that you see here is our missing player. That's Victor Diaz. So hopefully he can figure things out, but that's our fragment right here. You guys care to introduce your characters here? Chris, go ahead.
I am Zedekiah, the reptoid ghost, taken from my world by the dancing blades of Kara. I long to see my kin again, having not seen them for a good long time.
And a reptoid ghost, that's a nasty combination. So it's a lizard outlaw stealth fighter.
Oh, yes.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I am Dorok Clan Korai, a Tortan gunner. After losing Homeworld, I wage personal vendetta against the Devourer and all its agents.
Awesome. He's like a Russian turtle gunner. Love it. Okay, so you guys may have heard the intro there among the dramatic sound effects. The introduction is very simple. Now, if you guys are familiar with Warp Shell, this is basically an intelligent spacecraft that is, unlike most, it does not speak. So I've noticed in recent space lore, there's been a lot of talking spaceships. So in Warp Shell, I specifically wanted to create this tone of not only a mute spacecraft, but one that was in control of the navigation systems and took its crew to a location for a reason it doesn't tell them about. But it always has a reason. These ships were sort of grown in vats or maybe developed in an ocean somewhere to have this uncanny sense of cosmic peril, of cosmic import. And once they have a crew, they warp silently from location to location to try to intervene in these cosmic calamities before they take place. So that brings us to tonight. The warp shell that Dorok and Zedekiah are both riding on appears out of subspace in a strange system. And hey, here we have Victor Diaz, our psyker fragment. Victor, glad you could make it, my brother.
Hey, how's it going, Hanker?
Hey, good, man. I'm glad you could hook up your equipment there. So we were just talking about our sort of groundwork for our story tonight and introducing our characters. Are you ready to introduce yours?
Sure. So Ezra Harden, he's been a psyker living on the fringes for many years, trying to find the truth. not just about the galaxy, about the Devourer, or just about anything. He's a keeper of the flame. As you can see, he has a fireball in his hand, and he's sort of a pyromaniac by choice. He likes to light things on fire, and he likes to play with fire all the time. He's also a member of Yogg, and he's trying to get the famed crystal hand that he's read about in so many texts.
Ah, yes, Yogg. So I love how you're name dropping things from all over ICRPG. That's fantastic. So those of you following along on the home game, so to speak, can spend some time looking up all the oddities that Victor is talking about. So Ezra Harden, our fragment. Fragment is our sort of warp shell name for basically a mage. So as you guys awaken in this warp shell, popping out of subspace in kind of a silent blip, I never imagined the warp shell using thrusters, really. It just sort of is. And as you appear and awaken from cryosleep, all of you feel your bone structure, your muscle structure, even your mind, your wakefulness. You feel like you've just had a tremendous feast. You feel fantastic. And so each of you can take a temporary heart to begin the adventure. So this means
Awesome.
you'll have 2 hearts. But once the top heart is expended, you'll only be able to heal up to the 1 heart. So it's kind of a, the blessing of Mifa in Zelda is kind of a comparable concept. So you awaken from cryosleep as the warp shell appears in this weird system. And as you're kind of looking to your companions, who this is a motley crew here, we kind of have 2 somewhat shady characters, somewhat seedy characters, and then we have Doruk, who is this kind of heavy, impatient, gruff character. All of you are looking out the portholes, stretching your shoulders, knowing something is ahead, something's about to happen, something's always about to happen when you're in a warp shell. And looking out the portholes, you do see what makes this system strange is this emanation of this sort of dark purple or even almost completely black waves of energy. And they're in some places only detectable as they block out the stars, but you're surrounded by these waves of this extreme dark purple energy that almost seems to be absorbing the light around the warp shell. And as you're surveying this strange system, you notice this is all calving or bleeding off of a nearby star. And against this dim color, you can make out the shape of a craft. Now, you've heard, especially having a reptoid in your crew, you've heard that the reptoids use several different kinds of craft. But you're unfamiliar with this particular type. It looks custom built, and it's actually bladed from stem to stern. The thing is covered in curved blades and barbs. It's made to be a ramming machine, but it's currently almost totally powerless. There are a few blinking landing lights on it, but other than that, it's a silhouette against this dark energy. Before you can even really fully assess the scene, the warp shell has made its decision. It's approaching. Its sort of organic umbilicus extends out of the warp shell, hooks onto these 2 little grabby claws on the mounting dock of the reptoid vessel. And before you guys can even really sort of grab a snack, sheath your sword, load your gun, you feel the clunk as the warp shell has docked with the red sword. So I'll give you each sort of a chance to introduce your tone and your sort of first action. And it's always different how I see people in a hangout, but from my view, I see our order, and I'm just going to go with it as if it's our table. I see Chris, Matt, and then Victor. So first of all, thank you guys for showing up. This is going to be a fun night. And I just wanted to say another thing, too. We have viewers from all over the world, and everybody all around the world. I know we live in some crazy times, and if you're going through some hard shit right now, take a break with us. Let's think about some wild stories, and just hang in there, and everything's going to be all right, if you know what I mean, okay? So, Chris, why don't you fire us off tonight, and how do you respond to this sudden docking?
Well, first of all, kind of having a very upbeat attitude. I just kind of glance around at everybody and smile, big grin on my face, and then lock my kind of snarling like incredibly violent mask into place. as I just kind of get ready to move on to the get ready to move on to the ship.
Creepy. Okay, Doruk.
Doric, gonna very methodically, as he always does, begins to check his weapons and equipment. Straps on the metal plate that protects his midsection. Attaches that burst fire unit to his particle gun, which he charges and primes, and looks around. Kind of shakes his head at his two crewmates. Takes a cigar from his pack, lights it with a match. Let's get this over with. Why this ship never take us to anywhere good?
Awesome. Okay, Ezra Harden, the Psyker fragment.
Ezra Harden pulls his cowl over his head, and his eyes are already black, so he just blends into the darkness. And of course, he lights his thumb on fire so you can see what the small smirk of a smile that he has. He's never been much of a speaker, but he opens his mind to the rest of the universe. He can see, or he can investigate other people's minds, but he usually doesn't let people know that. And he tries to get the feel of the room and everyone around him to see what's going on.
So, Victor, on being a psyker, is there just a quick int check to do like sort of low-level mind reading?
Sure. Yeah, I do. Anytime I want to be able to read minds,
Yeah.
I do an investigation check and just a simple little intelligence check to kind of get the feel of what other people are thinking.
Yeah, just give me an int check on a target 10.
Alrighty, here we go. Got a 10 exactly. With my intelligence bonus of 3, that makes it a 13.
Nice. So you pop this little flame on your thumb there.
Sure, sure.
And you actually sense a shiver of fear among the crew, but you're not sure which one of you that shiver of fear is coming from. But someone has a bad feeling about this drop.
That's not a good sign.
So it's fantastic. The three of you it almost reminds me of like the New Mutants or something. Like you have this sort of tone. It's a great tone. So the three of you move down the umbilicus. It's this sort of almost like I hate to say it, but a ribbed tube. So you're moving down this ribbed tube and you come to the airlock, the outer door of the Red Sword. And naturally, the outer door opens right away. It's all part of the way the umbilicus locks onto its guest ship or its host ship, I guess you could say. And at that moment, let's get a D20 roll to see who can kick us off, and we'll continue in this order from whoever wins it. You included. Oh, 18.
It's not going to be me. I got a 2.
No, I got a solid 9.
Doruk has rolled a 5.
Oh, fantastic.
That's not a great way to start.
Okay, so before I click us over to our first map, let me just get my first timer right out in the open there, and we're sitting on a 2.
Well,
So-
get in.
Okay, so Zedekiah, you reach the end of the umbilicus first. Coming here toward this outer door, followed by Doruk, and then Ezra Harden in the rear. So the layout here is visible. Let me just grab one of these. We do have an inner door. There we go. There's an inner door. So can everybody see everything okay?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
Great. So we have Zedekiah right up front here, and that's your action, my man.
Do I see any kind of pad to interact with anything that might open this door, or?
Yep, especially being a reptoid, you're pretty familiar with where they tend to put their hand interface, which is actually higher than where humans tend to put theirs because the reptoids have such flexible shoulders. They can reach at about eye level quite easily, unlike people. So it's right up there.
Cool. In that case, I'll start trying to get in through that door the kind of the easy, the electronic way before I start hacking through it.
Yep, the mechanism is perfectly functional, and
Boom.
the inner door slides right open. No problem. It is dark within, but it looks like the ship is on maybe auxiliary or backup power. So there's just a couple little blinking indicators around, and that only takes you an instant. So anything else?
I can't. It's a ship that I'm not particularly aware of. Like you mentioned before, even though I've got a Reptoid background, I don't recognize the class of ship. I kind of just want to take a look around and see if there's, see if I can see any threats, anything of importance.
Great. So why don't you go ahead and give me a perception, and we'll call this room a 10.
That'll be a natural 20.
Well, that's one way to get started.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Promise you that's the best roll I'm going to have tonight.
Yeah, that's great. Now we're going to all go downhill from there, right?
The modified
to
21,
here,
if that makes a
you can
difference.
see this, well, above you on the map, to the north, we should say. So to the north, you can see these are winch controls. So it looks like there is a docking winch that as you look at it, and you're familiar with Reptoid controls, and so just by looking at it, it has head tracking software, and it lights up slightly. And it shows you it has a 10,000 meter winch. It's hydraulic powered. It can be run on backup power. It has some pretty simple controls. To your right, now the way that this ship has been retrofitted, it has these sort of curved pieces of architecture throughout the ship. And these have been modified onto the ship, but they look like all of them are used to create defensive positions. So this ship can be fought through and boarded and counterboarded in all kinds of ways. And it has these sort of little curved barricades, which is what you're seeing to the south of you there. And then just beyond that, there are 3 standard Reptoid EVA suits. Then straight up ahead, since you have the Nat 20, you see the next airlock door, also with what seems to be a functioning keypad.
Tremendous.
As you do step forward, too, and because of the Nat 20, which is just what a way to start the night, you notice that basically when your knee or foot crosses sort of right about here, right as you enter, sort of from the cold of the airlock where, you know, vacuum is exchanged into the actual interior of the ship, just by your knee or your maybe your foot or maybe one of your hands crosses this sort of invisible plane, you do feel this sort of this creeping doom come over you. It's like, have you ever yelled in the middle of the forest when it's really quiet? It's not that something is sneaking up on you, but there is a very strange sensation that you broke the motes of dust which have been undisturbed. And you feel this sensation. And to such a degree of accuracy, you have a sort of a meta-awareness of my first timer here.
Tremendous.
So you know that in about, 15, 20 seconds, something's coming. Like you can feel it. It's like a bus driving up the street. You sense it. That's how acute your perception is when you enter this airlock.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to turn around to the rest of the group and just kind of warn them. Just go, guys, something's going to happen. Be careful.
All right, Doruk.
Well, Doruk, I think, is gonna obviously he's gonna walk into the corridor there, kind of gun first. I think that he's gonna move. See that little curved area right there near the 3 EVA suits. I think he might, hearing what was just said, I think he's gonna take a position there and just kind of, with his particle gun, just kind of get ready at aiming down. From here, he's got a fair vantage point of both directions, so he's gonna kind of cover the room, so to speak, from right here.
Perfect. So as you step into this position, kind of in this curvature as you described, you do notice it's a lot like those sort of those covenant barriers in Halo, right? It's meant to be a firearm station. So
nice.
You can quite easily kind of lean around one corner. There's almost a little firing notch in there. So nice. You set up a defensive position right away. And Ezra Harden, you follow in third.
Ezra Harden's going to move in behind Duruk. He's going to investigate the EVA suits just in case we need them.
Fantastic. So roll perception and make it easy, since Zedkiah has already sort of given the lay of the land.
I don't see a target number.
Oh, sitting on 10.
10, so I would need a 7. I rolled a 15 plus 3 for intelligence, so it's 18.
Fantastic. So these are standard Reptoid issue. They will fit basically any humanoid, except probably not a Torton. Little
They
too
come with their
bulky for the
built-in
suit.
EVA suit. Their suit's built in. They don't need a suit.
They do have, they have atmosphere scrubbers, and they can basically be used in vacuum or in deep space indefinitely. They have micro thrusters on them, so they could be used for extravehicular movement. And they can easily just be pulled right off the wall and donned in 1d4 turns. So with that comes back to me. And Zedkiah especially feels this sensation of this bus, so to speak, gaining ground and getting just a little bit closer. And this sort of feeling of this hum growing in his mind. And that's all I have for right now. So Zedkiah, it's back to you, my man.
So seeing the kind of knowing where the pad to get into this room is, knowing where the pad to get into the next room is, and seeing the AVA suits, I'm beginning to get a little bit freaked out by this point, knowing that this is all kind of Reptoid kit. I'm actually going to head over to where the other guys are and get ready to suit up in one of those EVA suits. But I'm going to wait until after kind of I don't feel quite so worried, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And for you, donning one of these suits will be instantaneous.
Cool. For
Ezra Harden, it'll be 1d4 turns. And for Doruk, it is impossible to don one of these suits. So
I want to see him try.
We really know details about what happens to Tortons in vacuum, but we might find out.
Turtle up, Doruk. Turtle up.
Yep. We'll see.
Okay, so Doruk, that brings us to you.
Doruk is actually kind of has this sense of impending doom. He's going to go ahead and try to hide to make himself. I'm not going to turtle. I'm not doing that. I'm going to try to make myself a smaller target, while also or a hidden target, as it were, while still being able to cover his fire lanes here.
Okay, cool. So you basically take cover.
Yep.
All right, Ezra Harden. So you
Gonna put the suit on.
All right. Why don't you roll that 1d4 for me and do good.
Oh yeah, a 1.
Oh, outstanding. So right away, you slide your arms in. You're halfway into the thing before you even really question whether or not you can wear it. You're like, oh, I got this. It's like Sigourney Weaver at the end of Alien. Like, you've done this thing a bunch of times.
Nice. Fits like a glove.
Fits like a glove. So you're halfway into it by the time that my turn comes around. And that brings my turn, my timer to 0. And at that moment, you actually hear it. You hear something sliding, shuddering, groaning up the nose of the ship. So you guys are sort of at mid-ship. And you can hear it through the matter of the ship. You can hear it groaning and creaking as something moves from the fore up toward midship, sliding. And then you experience something you've never experienced before, which is this massive inundation of this dark purple something or other. And it runs through the metal, it runs through the walls, all of the displays flicker. And everybody, give me a dex check on a 10.
19.
19.
19.
Wow.
Whoa.
The stars have aligned.
Yes.
Fantastic. So just as quickly as it came, it's gone. And all of you managed to take the superhero 3-point stance, so nobody drops backward or hits their head on a bulkhead or, slips off of a hand grip onto the grated floor.
I've got one hand on a rail, and I've got one hand on the back of the Duroc.
Yeah, there you go. With the feet in the air.
Exactly. Just holding on.
So all three of you are so quick and so ready for this, you catch yourselves. And at that moment, I'm going to bring it out again. Hey, they're a good roll for you guys. And Zedkiah, that brings us back to you.
Cool. I'm just going to spend my turn getting the EVA suit on, and then moving back towards the next door, and then I'm just going to wait there for everybody else.
Okay, for you, you just like slither into it almost, which is a bit disturbing for your comrades, but for you is a boast-worthy accomplishment. And then we come to Doruk.
Doruk is going to swing his particle gun around, and he's going to walk in the same direction over towards the door. And says, enough of this, enough of sneaking around, hiding. Let's explore, shall we?
Awesome. So, wow, that hidey hole really worked out with the 19s, huh? Okay, Ezra Harden. So at this point, you've spent your turn. You slide into the EVA suit, and click it down. With a Reptoid EVA suit on, it is going to make it a little bit, it's kind of like wearing a motorcycle helmet for you.
Sure.
So while you're wearing a Reptoid EVA suit, all of your perception checks will be hard. So if you can just keep track of that, it's a little bit hard to see. So it's kind of like in Prometheus, heaven forbid, referencing that movie. But those helmets looked very hard to see out of.
But so they look real good on camera, though. All right, so let's move. What can I see? Can I see past them, or can I see what's in front of them?
Yeah, I mean, I have our tokens, a little oversized for fun.
Sure.
So, yeah, you can see right up that already Zedkiah is sort of reaching for the next press pad on this inner door here.
Push him a little bit. Tell the ghost there, hey, hit the button. He probably hears this. Hit the button.
Oh, great. Okay, so you kind of bump into him and you're like, let's go.
Push the button. Push the button.
All right, so I'll bring that down to 3. And that comes back to you, Zedkiah.
I kind of turn around to the fragment. I'm just like, what are you saying? What? I can't quite hear you there, mate. And then I turn around and start opening the door.
All right, so just like the other one, it's functioning perfectly, slides right open.
Cool. I'm going to take a few tentative steps in, and then kind of have a look around, make sure that I'm not going to get ambushed by anything.
Okay, fantastic. So you're sort of slip into the dark of the corridor, and we'll call you kind of off map, basically.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have asked me weird questions about this kind of meta mechanic that I do, but I imagine it like exiting a Metroid room. I mean, you're out of the room. Good job. Later. Okay, so that comes back to you, Doruk.
Doruk is going to just step through the opening, also just kind of scanning back and forth with his particle gun.
Awesome. So the corridor just goes ahead into dark.
Burst fire activated. I'm going to light up anything that jumps out.
Awesome. And Ezra Harden.
Draw my blast sword and walk into the darkness.
Fantastic. Okay. So the 3 of you reach the end of this hallway that you're traveling downward. And, and there's that little guy. Okay, so you guys reach the end of this corridor with Zedkiah sort of leading the way, him being Reptoid and feeling pretty confident. So the room is dimly illuminated now. So perhaps the flare that slid over the ship, or perhaps entering the airlocks, interacting with the pads, but systems do seem to be coming online one by one. So where you see little green lights here on this sort of crude rendering, from those places, there is enough light glowing in the room to see the space. So you can see there are open exits to the top or north and south. And Zedkiah moves out in front, and sort of 2 of these sort of custom-built curved reinforcement barriers that the former crew must have installed themselves. So Zedkiah, what will you do with your action?
So I'll move up towards like the I'm pointing at the screen like you can see. Move up towards the end of the barrier and just kind of have a look around and see if the area's clear.
So like right in here?
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And just see if the area is clear, basically.
Yeah, so you can't see any movement. It gets a little dark to the north and south to where you can't quite see the connecting chamber. But the primary sort of feature of this space is this piece of electronics right over here.
Yeah.
And that does look like an interface of some kind. So it looks like a little screen with a keypad and some readouts.
Cool. In that case, I'll run towards that to have a look at.
Great. So now give me an intelligence, and let's stay on a 10 for now.
That's a 14.
Oh, fantastic. So you're familiar with this type of interface, although you've never seen it rigged in quite this way. But this is a micro explosive device.
Oh,
And
okay.
it looks actually to be wired to one of the primary structural girders of the hull.
Don't push the button.
Okay,
Push the button.
so Dorok,
Don't push the button.
you see Zedkiah sort of pretty quickly zoom across the space there, and he seems to be understanding what he's looking at. So what will you do?
I'm gonna follow him as quickly as little Torton legs can. As quickly as
In other words,
that's
he's
a good
gonna
point.
run.
So you can get about here is your hustle speed.
right. That's where is it? Is the darkness to the north and south? Is it any? I mean, how far can we see down this long corridor here?
Well, again, I play things pretty meta, so you can kind of just barely see beyond the edge of the screen here.
All right. Well, he's gonna go ahead and just kind of like train his weapon towards the northern corridor.
Okay.
While keeping an ear out for, and maybe I'm gonna listen to see if I can hear anything scratching around or any sounds of life.
Great. Well, then roll a perception for me while we wait for Victor to solve his internet.
I have rolled a 11.
Fantastic. You guys are killing it. So, facing north, training back and forth with your weapon, you do feel like you can sense something up there. Maybe it's a sound that you can barely hear. Maybe it's a smell you can barely smell. But you can feel there's something moving up north. Micro changes in air density.
He stops. Dorok is going to like throw his cigar on the ground and something is up that way.
Awesome. So, hey, perfect timing for Victor to come back. Hey, okay, so Dorok just moved forward and scouted, sort of trained his weapon north and detected some sense of something, and that's your move, Ezra Harden.
Okay, let's move. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move over towards the console. Jump over the console if I can. And let's take a look and investigate the explosives.
Okay, great. So give me that int check and make it easy. So beating a 7.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, great. Man, there's just no failing around here. So you can see this is inert until energized type explosive. So there's no fuse, there's no impact device. It is electronically detonated. And as you examine it, you actually go a little bit wide-eyed when you notice that it's a massive amount of it. It's actually 2 huge rods of a sort of a putty-like substance that go all the way up to the ceiling. This is a pretty high-ceilinged room, almost like a small hangar, so maybe a 25-foot ceiling. And these rods of putty go all the way up the girder. So with that... Oh, wait, yeah, more?
Yeah, if the putty goes all the way up the girder, I'm assuming the whole wall will go out, right? If we blow this hit this button or set these explosives off?
It looks that way. Yeah, it looks like it is meant to not mess around. It is meant to really do it with authority.
Okay, Sebkaya, we have to be careful here. This could set off the whole wall.
Okay.
All right.
Let's back off away from that a little bit. I don't like how the counter's going down either.
Timers have a tendency to do that.
Yeah,
It is 100% meta. So yeah, you're like, that's a lot of explosive. You kind of back right into Doruk and bump into him, which people are bumping into Doruk all the time. He hates waiting in line.
He hates waiting. For as slow as turtles are, he's the most impatient turtle I've ever seen.
So I click down to 1, and we come back to Zedkiah.
Do I see an easy way to essentially disable this terminal, to disable the explosives, or does it look a little bit more complex?
Well, not being familiar with how it's rigged or exactly what the chemicals are, it's kind of a guess red wire, guess blue wire situation. So it isn't a matter of complexity. It's a matter of just not knowing.
Fair enough. In that case, I'm just going to back off. I'm going to leave it as my fragment friend has said, and I'm going to start moving towards the northern exit to scout that, since our Tauton friend has kind of discovered that something's up there.
Great. So roll another wisdom on another 10. Perception.
Oh my life! I'll take a photo of this to prove it, but that's a nat 20. That's a nat 20.
Good Lord! That must be that extra heart. Your reptoid eyes are just like perfectly watery.
I swear, the minute this turns in, the minute the target goes up to like 13, done. I'm going to be useless from that point onwards.
We have a saying at our table: our dice lie to us until we want them to tell us the truth. So what's going to happen is, when all the enemies come, we're going to roll 20s now, but then we're going to roll like 3s when we have to hit something.
Totally agree.
Yes.
Okay, so you kind of go up, crouch down slightly, and sure enough, just barely, you do hear some scratchety movement. Probably 50 to 75 feet up ahead, but behind a bulkhead. But you hear the tiniest, subtlest little sound. It's like kind of hearing your cat out in your yard. It's like that precise. You hear a sound that small. So Doruk, you see Zedkiah sort of peek a little bit, and he hears something.
Well, Doruk he's tired of waiting around. He's gonna go off. He steps into the darkness.
Awesome. All right, Ezra Harden.
I'm gonna cast a fire missile down into the darkness up towards the ceiling, so we can kind of see it like a flare gun would. Just a little.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just a little miniature fireball and just poof out into the darkness.
Sweet. So since you're not shooting a target, it's really pretty effortless. I mean, it doesn't even need a roll. You just fire one.
Just flick and throw it.
Yep. So just give me a D20 and give me an anything but a 1.
A 12, so I'm good.
Okay. Great. So you just fire it kind of axially to the ship. The flare moves up through this next space and impacts this center column here, this black column. Like flies right over Doruk's shoulder, hits this center column, and plumes in flame, and you see this entire space perfectly illuminated. So you see another pressure door at the far end. You see another explosive rig to your left here, or to the west, sorry. And the light from this plume is bright enough. Each one of these bulkheads has a tiny little window. You know how the classic bulkhead always has a teeny little window. I don't know why they have that. It's kind of scary. But with the illumination of the fire missile, you see movement go flashing past that tiny window. And Victor, why don't you mark down a hero coin for the awesome flare idea?
Oh, awesome sauce. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll take it.
Okay, and with that moment, as the fire plumes and you guys move forward with confidence, you suddenly feel this sensation of dread again. And again, this dark energy slides across the walls and through, and actually this time shakes the ship a little bit violently. And everybody, give me that dexterity check again. And we're still on a 10.
It's a 16.
15.
13.
Ha, fantastic. So the three of you all brace each other once more and resist. And this time, it didn't just feel like, lightning or heat or radiation. You felt all those things. It felt sort of like it was reaching toward you, or like that feeling of being watched. It was a sensation of a presence. And that brings it back to re-rolling this bad boy. Just do it out in the open. Why not? There you go. All right. Zedkiah. Looks like Dora kind of has the room sort of swept because he moved forward first, but you have the jump. So what'll it be?
Okay, at this point, I'm going to move up. There's nothing in the room that we're in. It's just past the bulkhead that we saw movement, isn't it?
Correct. So you just saw a shape like flash past that tiny window.
Okay, in that case, as a reptoid, I can move on I can walk on any surface.
Correct.
So I'm going to start moving up the wall and start crawling across the ceiling so that I can essentially ambush anything that comes in.
Awesome. So up on the ceiling above the pressure door?
Exactly. And I'll just kind of wait for something to come through the door.
Awesome. Normal stuff. Normal space stuff. Just like Robert Goulet running up the ceiling looking for almonds.
Exactly.
Okay, Doruk, you see your reptoid companion go skittering up the ceiling. That usually means he means business. So what will you do?
He says, "Oh, good, finally a fight." And then he's going to move to the right side of the room. I've been pointing like you can see. Yeah, exactly there. And just kind of train his particle gun on the door and just getting ready to open fire whatever comes through.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you can manage to acquire a target at that doorway, it's going to be an easy attack with your setup.
Nice.
Okay, as Harden, you see your companions move into tactical positions.
I'm assuming that's an explosive on my left as I look over my shoulder.
Yeah, same interface.
And the blast putty goes all the way up the wall on that side.
Correct.
Screw it. Move in behind Doruk. He's the hardest thing in the room.
And then just kind of holding there?
Oh yeah, I'll wait there. I'll wait there.
That's all I've got. So Zedkiah, it looks like maybe the birthday cake is in your hands.
Okay, cool. Since you said before, reptoid interfaces are kind of at eye level, I'm assuming that I can just kind of reach down from the ceiling and hit that data pad.
Yeah, you can just crawl a couple of feet down, no problem, like Nightcrawler style.
Tremendous. In that case, I'm going to stay as close to the ceiling as I can and just hit that pad.
So this door slides open, and this time a horrific odor comes wafting out. And actually, with the pressure change, it's almost like forced into the space that you guys are in. All three of you make a con check on this 10 again.
I don't smell anything.
Oh,
The 14.
natural 1.
So if you make
Natural
the check, you remember to activate the Atmos scrubber on your EVA suit. If you don't have an EVA suit, you can't do that. So what do we got?
I smell roses. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I
Okay,
don't smell
fantastic.
anything.
So the EVA suits serve their purpose.
Natural 1.
And the Torton takes in a lungful of this stuff.
Oh,
So take 1 damage, Doruk.
Smells like home.
And on your next turn, if you could help me track it, take one more.
Boo.
So it goes down into your gut and that actually makes you feel a little seasick.
You shouldn't have swallowed that.
It smells sort of like a reptile zoo, like in a tourist trap.
Oh,
Like smells like a terrarium with a boa constrictor in it that has not been properly maintained.
Yep.
And so we've got a 1 right there. I'll come back to that. Oh, and there's another 1. Great. That's easy. So hang on, hold, doing things. Here we go. It's relatively well organized. So then through the pressure door, as it opens, a reptoid comes blasting through here, but this is no ordinary reptoid. This thing is still packing a blast rifle, but its head is far too large. Its skin is sort of bubbling. Actually, just as it lurches out of the pressure door, like it was waiting right on the other side, a couple of its teeth, just through its excitement, just fly right out of its jaw.
oh,
And
Whoa.
it kind of spits out some little bio goo along with the teeth. And that, I believe, takes us right to Doruk's turn.
Oh, you know what he's going to do.
Chris, why don't you mark down a hero coin for making the perilous reach down to the interface there? Yeah. Doruk, you're up.
Doruk's going to light him up. Particle gun all day long.
So make an easy attack on this reptoid.
Easy attack. He rolls a 9.
Oh, and just makes it thanks to the setup. So only hitting a 7.
oh.
Yes.
Woo-wee.
So,
well done. So give me some damage on that particle gun.
so the particle gun, I happen to note, does double effort.
Nice. So 2d6.
And I have a burst fire unit. On a hit, roll effort 3 times.
Woo-wee.
Can blow that thing apart.
Right, so there is 2 plus 4. That's 8.
I think we're going to need a calculator for this.
That's 9. And that's 11.
So you blow this thing's head right off. Right as it comes into your sights, you just unload on the thing. Just blow it to bits. So what's the entry on particle gun?
Stand by.
And I believe it's like it's just a weapon, right?
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Correct.
Yep.
It's a warp
Oh, that's
shell
right.
weapon.
It's because you're a gunner.
Yes.
Ah, I was like, wow, you are making use of that thing.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. It is stand by here. I'm pulling it up. It is large, hip slung weapon, power cell, double effort, heavy, military, cannot be concealed, and it is bulky.
Right. So you can combine that with your gunner, which gives you the burst fire module.
Correct.
Oh
Yeah.
man, fantastic combo. So you just
Right.
boom, 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 right up from the chest to the throat to the top of the head and just cut this thing right in half and shred it.
And Doruk says, "Yes, this is what I'm talking about."
Firing this heavy-duty weapon resonates with extreme amount of noise inside of this hull, and you hear a lot of movement on the far side of the pressure door in response to this crackling of gunfire, which really breaks the silence of this kind of quiet place in a disturbing fashion. And we come to you, Ezra Harden.
Burn those
Let's-
smelly freaks.
Yeah, really. I'm going to move closer towards the opening of the door. I'm going to reach out with my mind and see if I feel anything out there.
Awesome. So try an intelligence check rather than using perception.
And I rolled a whole 4.
So the stench coming from this room is still somehow managing its way to squeeze through the filter on your Eva suit, and it's too distracting to get a good clear read. So that comes back to me. And oh, there's that old one sitting there. What does that even mean? Oh, I know what it means. Oh, awesome. So as you guys move forward, this thing is utterly shredded to bits. Once again, this massive wall of energy hits the ship. Everybody give me that dex check on a 10. Good old 10s. Just love them while they're here because they're about to go away.
21.
Natural 20.
I got a 10.
Ha! Awesome. You guys are immune to this stuff pretty much.
Tortons don't need no EVA suit.
So again, this energy slides through the ship, and this time you can feel it's almost like a wave hitting a boat. And when this wave reaches the aft of the ship, which you haven't explored yet, you hear it hit something large. And even though the ship rocks from side to side, all of you manage to keep your feet. But you do see a few stress fractures starting to form in the walls of the hull after this wave hits. And you've seen this before. It's like if you guys have ever seen like aluminum start to crack, it has that kind of strange look to it before it gives. It doesn't bend a lot. It cracks instead. So that just comes ripping over, and we come back to Zedekiah.
I'm going to run in through the doorway on the ceiling, just kind of Naruto style, and look around and see if there's anything left to kill in the room.
Like one hand in front of you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'll assume you guys are giving follow, right?
Yeah, I'm on a seal.
Sure.
So as Zedekiah goes blasting ahead on the ceiling, Robert Goulet, you enter the bridge.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
And as you do, then that'll bring it back to me. And I've got sitting on a 2 right there. So you enter the Reptoid bridge of this super cruiser, and it looks intended for a crew of about 5. So you have the con in the center, and then you have nav and weapons, and then 2 sort of science or computer stations on the sides. Now, Zedekiah kind of has the most interesting vantage point of this scene. So there are 3 more of these mutant crewmen sort of skittering around and slavering. One's eating one of its own hands off. One's hiding under a console. The other one is loading a blast rifle as you enter. And the final details are, 1, the floor is completely smeared and scattered with blood. And you notice that most of the blood seems to be centered around the captain's chair. And there's actually a figure there in the captain's chair that you can't quite see. Also, through the front canopy of the ship, the main sort of observation windows, you finally get a look at this system that you're in a very clear way. The ship is pointed directly at this sort of bleeding star that you saw from the warp shell, this lightless black purplish star. It's right square in the crosshairs of the nose of this ship. And, you know, if you've seen a bunch of, you know, like starship cockpits, right? They always have like this weird array of, you know, polygonal windows, right? It's never like rectangles or something. It's always all these weird polygons. And there's a, you know, this set of little braces and panes in the center of this whole set of windows. And boy, that black star is right dead center in that window array, like in a non-accidental way. So I am sitting on a 2 right now, and we come back to Zedekiah, who's slipping along the ceiling here. And what will you do, my man?
Okay, can I see, from where I am at the moment, can I see the guys on the left and the right?
Yeah, you're
being
on the ceiling. You can see everybody. And usually I go with a rule of kind of like, unless otherwise stated, what one party member knows, all party members know.
Tremendous.
So
In that
like
case,
very
just as an
quickly,
aside,
you know, use like, you know, predator signals to let everybody know where the enemies are.
cool. In that case, just as an aside, I'll kind of shout a warning back to the guys behind me, and then I'm going to sprint with this animal rage. With this animal rage inside me, it's kind of seen my kinsman brought so low. I'm just going to sprint across the ceiling and leap swords first at the guy in front of me.
Sweet. So you fly from ceiling to floor, sort of like backflipping as you come down. And as you go over the captain's chair and land on these sets of controls here, you do notice that the figure that is in the captain's chair is been beheaded. And as you land here on the controls, I assume you're going for an attack.
Oh yeah, both geranium swords going straight in at him.
All right, so the chaos of the battle, there's blood all over the surfaces, and we are now on a target 13.
Here it comes.
That's a 12.
As foretold in the prophecy.
The nat 20s, they came too early.
And that's a 12 modified, huh?
12 modded, yeah, it was a natural 9.
Oh my goodness. So you come down, both blades scissor across, and this thing is freakishly fast and used to the bloody surfaces. So it ducks right under and looks you right in the eye. All right, Dorak, the battle is joined.
Dorak is going to move to the middle of the room, just behind the captain's chair, and I'm going to try to light them all up with my particle gun. So let's see here. That particle gun, the burst fire thing says. Let's see here. It says, roll effort 3 times. Distribute between targets as desired.
Right, so you just need to make your attack, and then you can do, a sort of RoboCop style. You get your targets acquired and go pow, pow, pow. Right. I assume you're going for full distribution?
Yes, full distribution.
Okay, so beat that 13 with your attack.
And he rolls a 12. Oh, no. All right.
Oh, shit. Even mighty weapons can fail. So
Correct.
It's a close miss. So actually, when you graze the first target, it throws your sense of the next 2 targets. So the 3 shots all go wide. I think I have a dog situation. Hang on 1 second.
I told you guys we spoke too soon. Do not trust the dice. Dice lie.
I'm going to use this one from now on. Oh, sure. That one rolls a 17.
Oh, yeah, of course it does. See? Because you don't need it right now.
Right.
My home is
going to turn around
by
and say,
squirrels.
Dorak is going to turn around and say, "Tiny little man."
Just to take a moment to bask a little bit, but here's the joy of some of this stuff that I think is being perceived as being overpowered in the game, is that really it's totally still at the mercy of just that one roll. And I think this is also what's true of the magic, is the magic seems insanely powerful until you realize like you're at the mercy of a D20 roll. So that particle gun is so badass, you just got to roll better. So it's awesome. Great shot. And Ezra Harden, we come to you.
So I can see the 3 targets that we have in front of us, right? There's enough light in the room.
Yeah, especially after Dorak lights the whole space up with 3 shots that fan across the room.
Can I see over the consoles that are to Dorak's left and right? Or is that a hallway entrance there?
That's a hallway entrance. So wherever we see these sort of black shapes, they're generally implied to be going near the ceiling.
Okay, let's, you know what, I'm just going to move over to my left, just take a quick side step or 2, and back up against the wall, and cover Durak's butt, just in case. I do have my blast sword drawn, just in case I need to use it.
Okay, so just going to hold?
Yep, just going to hold.
All right, so you just move up and one hand on the shoulder and one hand on the blade?
Exactly.
Awesome. So this time, as my counter descends, you guys can see what the counter descending is. So you can see a flare coil off the star and calve away from the corona of the star, and it's actually racing toward the ship.
Oh,
and
no,
I don't know, it's almost like the sort of the wave of energy in the Genesis effect from the second Star Trek movie. So you just see this sort of crescent-shaped wave kind of expanding and coming straight toward the ship. And I mean, it's dead aimed coming for the ship. So you have this innate sense that in about 5 to 10 seconds, it's going to hit. And then I have, looks like 3 attacks. So let's start with the Reptoid versus Zedkiah. Let me pull up my sheet here. I got a 14 on the die. That's going to be a hit, I imagine. What's your armor there, Zedkiah?
Yeah, 13.
All right, so didn't even need the mods.
Nope.
There we go. This is great, too, playing right off of paper. I love doing that. So he's
Me
3
too.
on strength and 1 on effort. So he's going for the claws here.
God.
Ooh,
Oh.
6 damage.
Mm.
Right out of the
Ouch.
gate.
Brutal. Brutal.
So he slashes at you, and afterwards, with your blood on his claws, his hand then is illuminated with this dark purple energy. And he looks infuriated, ready for another attack, which will be far worse. The next 2 move up slightly and both take aim on the Torton. So I've got 2 blast rifle shots, each with a +3 on them. So an 18 and a 20. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. They light me up.
Brutal.
Mm.
3 damage and 5 more damage. 8 damage to you, Dorak.
Down to that 1 heart.
Bam, bam.
Mm.
So, boy, the battle is joined just like that. It got hairy.
I've got something for you, you little
especially as
freaks.
a partner, you just see 2 blast bolts come flying in and peg Dorak right in the shell. And Zedkiah, that's your move.
Okay, it's like I'm so enraged. I don't even see the flare going off in the corner. I'm just going to attack this guy right in front of me. Like, I want this thing dead as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's mono and mono up there. So you missed your first attack, right?
Yeah, let's not talk about the second, shall we?
Well, it should be easy. Is that not enough?
No, that's a 10.
Well, no, you're only hitting a 10.
Oh, am I?
Oh,
not
score.
Remember,
10.
you do the exact same task twice and fail the
Of
first
course,
one.
yep.
The second try is always easy.
It's almost like I've never run this game before.
Hey, well, join the club.
Cool. That is 7 points of damage.
There we go. They got some blood on the board after that first one
There
got
we go.
misted.
First blood. Good job.
Well, no,
Yes!
first blood was Durak.
It's true. It's very true.
Basically just misting that guy that jumped through
Yeah,
the
there was no blood in that. That was just gazpacho.
just powder burns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay, Durak, that's your move.
All right, I'm gonna light him up. I'm gonna light him up again with this particle gun.
All right, beat that 13, and same thing, easy this time.
Correct. Yeah. Right. 9 plus 3, 12. All right.
There's that hit. So going for the full spread.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so let's get 2d6 on the west one.
West one. You are 6, 10.
Nice. Goes right through his eye socket. Blows him to bits. How about
One.
the east now?
East.
2d6.
Also 10.
Shit. Cuts him right in half. And now Zedkiah's opponent.
Kaya's opponent. 14.
Holy shit. That's 2d. Oh, plus your mod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, you blow him apart. Woo-wee. Man, a gunner with a particle gun. That's a great combo.
Damn it, I'll take that kill steal.
Did not.
Yeah, that was getting carry real quick. So boom, boom, boom. The Torton does what Tortons do. He shreds those 3 enemies.
Can he? He's going to. After the smoke clears, he's going to say, "Vermin."
Nice. Okay, so as Harden, that comes back to you.
I just put my gun down and say, "Where'd everybody go?"
Every group has that guy.
I'm telling you.
So as Dorak takes these guys apart,
This is a pretty room.
where's my thing? Whoa, it became that. Technology. So that comes back around to me, and boom, this wave hits the front of the ship. And this time, hitting the nose of the ship right as you're in the bridge, it just slams. And whew, let's get that dex check on the 13 again.
18.
It's a 17.
12.
Oh, those are hardened.
I'm
Brutal.
kissing the ground.
So as a hardened, take 1 damage, and as this wave hits the bridge, it actually cracks some of these canopies in front of you. And how many items do you have in equipped as hardened?
I have 5 items equipped.
All right, roll a 1d6, and the item that you roll melts into the floor.
Oh. Well, it says my fire shield is an equipped gear. Does that count?
Fire shield.
I mean, my fire missile. I'm sorry.
Oh, fire missile.
It's the spell that I can
Weird.
cast.
Roll again.
Roll again. All right. The chest plate that I was wearing?
Yeah, there you go. So you clunk down, the thing sort of melts into the floor, and you have to peel yourself up out of your armor.
Oh,
man.
And you guys notice that the actual molecular structure of this ship is starting to sort of break down a little bit with each wave that hits. When you're down there as Harden, you do notice that over here behind the weapons station, sort of right over here.
Uh-huh.
When you're down on the floor, you notice it, but they've got a couple of like duranium lockboxes stashed underneath the console. And that is all my turn. So we come all the way back to Zedkiah.
Man alive. In that case.
Oh, wait, here, let me just really bring the pain. Okay, there we go. That's what happens when the sound effect changes. It's horrible. Okay, Zedkiah, you're up.
I'm going to run over to the lock boxes and start picking away at them.
Okay, so you look underneath there, see them, and if you go for starting to crack one of them open, these guys aren't even locked. They just have a thumb button on them, and they pop right open. And give me a 1d100 roll.
I think this might be the first time I've ever rolled these d10s. It's a 68.
That's a good roll.
So this has a sort of a micro prosthetic arm that actually can harness right onto your armor or onto an EVA suit. So it's about 4 feet long, and it'll just strap right onto your shoulder. And it's pretty easy to write down if you want to. It's +2 armor.
Oh.
Strength checks are easy. And you can equip 12 slots with it on.
Nice.
So it's like a little third arm that goes on your shoulder.
On board with that.
And
then we come to Doruk.
Doruk is going to go kind of survey the bridge. He's going to go over to the navigation display, and I want to try to. He wants to try to get some sense of where what the ship was doing here, where it's what its trajectory has been. I really have to. What's going on here? Is any clue?
Yeah, it's awesome. You can visualize him with this massive weapon, which the more I think about it, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
And he kind of leans over it to look at the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great image. Yeah, let me look let me look right over the gun here.
Right.
So you look down, and all this stuff is really easy to read. These are big screens, almost like, sort of on the Enterprise, where they have those whole desks, the new Enterprise, they have those desk-sized readouts.
Yeah.
So you have this huge desk-sized readout, and it's quite easy to read. The whole navigation panel has been completely programmed and set up with all of its trajectory toward the absolute center of this star in front of the ship. Down at the bottom right of this display, which is sort of showing this vector right into the center of the star, there's just a huge like engage button that's blinking green.
I want to push it. Wait, no, I don't push it. That'd be a mistake.
So your little your Torton finger.
I'm gonna say. He's gonna say, friends, what do you make of this?
Okay.
It's a button.
Ezra Harden, that's your turn then.
I'll move up to his shoulder, and look over his shoulder to the console, and try to make an intelligence roll to see if it makes any sense to me, or if I can make a better idea of what he's reading.
Yeah. So working with him, and you guys are sort of forming a little bit of a friendship there. So make the roll easy. So beat a 10 with intelligence.
Oh yeah. So I got a 12. So good.
Awesome. So you come up and it's actually sort of an odd couple, a psyker and a Torton. It's kind of like a gray and a turtle. It's just like a zany combo. So you come up and lean over him, and with his hand is hovering over the engage button. And you do confirm his first theory, which is that the ship has been aligned and all the nav stuff is punched in to basically blast the ship straight into the star, which seems very unusual for pirates.
Zebediah, the ship is pointed at the star.
And not only that, there's the button that says engage, but you being a psyker, which, they're like these, mega brains type characters.
Right.
You very quickly assess all of the math involved, and the math just doesn't quite add up. The ship will melt before it reaches the center of the star. They missed something. They didn't get all their calculations right. You need a harder thrust push to get the math to line up.
Is there a science station around? This is navigation, so I'm assuming science is over our right shoulder there?
Yeah, so both of these guys, these sort of towers, are kind of like, computer stations or mainframes.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the captain's chair, I don't think. Can I access the mainframes? Is there a keypad and a screen or a touchpad that I can get to?
Yeah,
I want to investigate that a little further. Like, what do we need to do? Where do I need to go? If the ship was pointed there, yeah, they don't have enough thrust to make it there. But why are they pointing the ship there? I need more information. Does the ship computer know anything? Let's ask the computer. Yeah, exactly. Zebediah, why would your people, or why would the crew of whatever your race is called, why would they point the ship at the sun? His tongue just slithers in and out.
My people recently.
So as you approach as a Harden, you do notice, that classic image where you see the silhouette of the ship from the side, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
And it's got all the systems sort of identified. And you notice that if this is going to work, you're going to need to almost quadruple engine output. And as a classic sort of function of these types of readouts, I love thinking about this kind of stuff. But it's kind of like you're going to need to basically route all of systems power to get this kind of ion afterburn in the engines, where it kind of ejects some of its own fuel and lights its own fuel and basically goes into a supreme afterburn.
Hankerin, you're just setting me up for the following line, and you know what I'm going to say. Captain, she needs more power.
Exactly. And to do so, it looks like this kind of ion burn is only executable directly in the engine room.
So I turn to my compatriots and I tell them the engine is pointed towards this sun, but it doesn't have enough power to make the trajectory to get there. It'll fall short. The only way we can give the ship enough power to get there, it looks like the pirates wanted to ram the ship into the sun. Why they wanted to destroy themselves, I don't know, but the only way we can get them to do that is to do it from the engines manually. But it's strange. Why would they set it up to point that way with not enough power? What was the reason for them driving the ship into the sun? And what killed all of them? There's still more questions here. I have a feeling we need to search the rest of the ship.
I, for one, am not okay flying a ship I happen to be on into a star.
I agree with you, Dorok, but I have a feeling there's more here than meets the eye.
So as you guys are working your way through all of these deductions, that much time comprises one of these guys. So as that click occurs, you guys are studying the computers, and it's clear that Ezra Harden is, despite his clunky suit, is figuring something out about what the ship is about. You guys notice this flash of light or unlight in the distance as another one of these waves of sort of fusion liquid rips through space and is headed again towards the ship. And as you see that, you notice there are micro fractures throughout the canopies in the nose of the ship now. So that brings us all the way back to Zedekiah. So what will you do with all this newfound data?
Now that I'm unmuted, I'm kind of looking around at the broken bodies of my mutated kin. It's kind of this sickness kind of welling inside me, and at the corner of my ear, I can kind of hear Ezra Harden talking. I look around and go, "Wouldn't you want to die if you looked like this?" And I start stalking towards the exit from the bridge, just trying to get away from the people that are around me.
So as you walk past, I mean, at least if I read this correctly, walking past like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So as you walk past the captain's chair, you do see that it looks like who must be the captain, or at least a reptoid that once was the captain, is in this chair, beheaded. And you kind of can't help but look at the stump of a beheaded corpse. It's a bit of a morbid gut reaction that happens, especially in your own species. And just, you do take a micro moment's pause and notice that he has a silver locket around what's left of his neck. And knowing what you know of reptoids, this is strange behavior. That you're not the sentimental types. You're all very Spartan in your ways. And this little sort of trinket really catches your eye for a moment.
I'm assuming he doesn't look mutated in any way, shape, or form.
Actually, the hands are sort of exaggerated, and the claws are digging into the arms of the Khan there. So before whatever happened to him happened, he did start to change.
Okay, in that case, there's a certain part of me that's like that's disgusted by the exaggerated hands, but still kind of respects the kind of the desire as that mutation takes hold. So I'm going to take a little kind of a better look at him.
So yeah, I mean, you see he's wearing a cruise, a cruise uniform. He's got his captain's insignia on, and you notice that he's also zip tied to the chair. So with lots of zip ties. So he is trying his damnedest to not get out of the damn chair, or at least they were trying to keep him there. And if you examine this locket, it pops open, and there's a little black and white sort of hollow pick of a female reptoid there in the locket. And on the opposite side of the locket, it reads, Lila.
I'm going to pocket the locket out of a sense of respect, not wanting that connection to be destroyed. And then, is there anything else around that area that kind of makes sense, or is it just kind of, it looks like he was just ready to send the place into the sun?
Yeah, I think that's a really good summary of it, is that he was he knew that maybe he was changing and he couldn't be relied upon, so he was going to try to make that, he was going to try to make it at the end, but they tore his freaking head off before he could get it done.
In that case, I'm prepared to kind of submit to the group. Obviously, especially Ezra Harden seems to have a much better idea of what he's doing in terms of kind of the engines and knowing what's going on. But I'm absolutely ready to do whatever this captain was ready to do, kind of finish off his legacy.
Awesome. So that comes back to you, Doruk. So it looks like the group is sort of getting their wits after the battle now. Oh, you're muted. It's a new trend. There you go.
Before we do anything, we may want to vacate this place because that, he gestures out the viewport at the oncoming doom that's about to crash over them. That is going to be here in moments. I suggest we leave, and then I'm going to make for the door.
Awesome. So Dorok beats his quick. Actually, wait, that's about as far as he can go.
Yeah.
He beats his little stubby little feet and heads for the door. And Ezra Harden, that's your cue.
Exit stage left.
Okay. So you go hustling around. And I will assume you guys go sort of into hustle mode, right?
Yeah, there's I mean, if that gets smashed, it's gonna be closed off to the it's gonna be open to the vacuum of space. I don't want to be in there.
We need to close the door.
I'm sprinting as fast as physically possible.
I'll wait by the button to close the door as he comes out.
There you go. So you guys close the pressure door to the bridge, which is actually something I never thought of. That's pretty awesome as a safeguard. So with that process will get me down to there. And then if I assume you guys are sort of staying in motion, that brings us back down to here, if you remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Not me though.
So you guys have to wait a little bit as Doruk brings up the rear. And as you're, I assume, still heading south, right? Heading to the aft.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
You're kind of beating feet at this point, which is awesome. So you guys get about this far, and here we go again. So again,
Boom.
one of these flares engulfs the ship, and make that stinking dex check on a 10. We're back in the open space. It'll be easy.
Oh, I dropped
Oh,
it.
Lord have mercy.
It's a modified 23.
Nice.
I'm in the exact opposite boat.
I rolled
I
an.
rolled a
Oh no, you know what?
2.
Oh, 12. Modified 12.
Okay, so once again, only Ezra Harden. So this time you plop down and take 1 damage as you hit this sort of hard grated floor.
Do I see any more chests?
Nope.
I'm down there. I might as well look.
Just open space. So you scan around. You're like, oh, wow. Damn, what is this? What is this force here? So then if you guys are continuing, which seems like what you're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've investigated everything else, right? We haven't gone to any other part of the ship.
Yep.
So yeah, okay.
So you come into this 4-way junction here. Doruk bringing up the rear. It seems almost like Ezra Harden, despite stumbling there for a second, is kind of leading the way with this sort of sense of purpose with the engine.
Oh no, I fell into the room. Fell, tucked, rolled, kind of stood up on one knee. What took you guys so long?
That was deliberate. It was deliberate.
That was deliberate.
I'm like
Okay,
tiptoeing
so
through
let's
the whole
renew that.
thing.
So there's a 2 on that renewal. I'll keep that, but I need to use it for a second. And then a 2. Great. So you guys come down into this section here, and let me just jump over here for the sake of getting things. Okay. So yeah, you guys stumble in here as Ezra Harden leads the way on one knee and kind of tumbling over and looking around. You see another one of these explosive rigs over here. Pressure door, and then exits to the south as well as the west. And running up from the south, entering the room, are 2 more of these mutants. And they enter the room in a fury. And they, looks like because of the pillar, the only target that this leader has with the blast rifle is Ezra Harden.
Of course.
3 on the blast rifle rolls. Oh, there's an 18 up. And that's weapon plus 1. Ooh, 5 damage. So just stumbling into this next sort of blob of hull, right away, the mutants are right there coming up from the south and meet you with blast fire. And Zedekiah, the action is yours, my man.
I'm going to sprint as fast as I can towards them and take out the one on the left-hand side.
Yeah, right there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay, now this time we've got a little bit of a blended situation, so not quite as bad as the bridge, but we'll call it a 12.
It's good because it's exactly what I rolled. 12.
Great. Let's get some damage on the table.
That's a 5 in total.
What's that?
5.
Nice. So you go up and slash him open. Mano y mano. And then we come to Doruk, who's bringing up the rear here.
Doruk is going to move up from behind into the middle of the room from behind Isa Harden.
So he can get about yay far. He kind of fell behind there.
Yeah. The one that is, you know what? I'm just gonna light up down the hallway. Yeah, there's I'm gonna fire this particle gun right at the one on the right hand side, the one that's not engaged. I don't want a chance hitting Zedekiah.
Right. Okay. So just catching up in a Torton sprint is a clumsy affair. So this is a hard attack.
A hard attack. All right.
Yep. So hitting a 15.
All right. 12 plus 3, 15. Yeah, boy.
Oh man, these dice are hot.
Yes, sir. All right. That guy is going to be the only receptacle for my rage.
Okay.
That right there that's
a lot of damage.
That's 15. That is 6. Yeah, he's real dead. He rolls out combined 17.
So what were the tags on the particle gun as you blow this guy apart again?
Oh,
let's see here. Let me go back to classes, warp shell, weapons, warp shell, particle gun, large hip slung weapon, power cell, double effort, heavy, military, cannot be concealed, and bulky.
All right, cool. So as you unload on this guy and just dice him up, the weight of it coming running into this room kind of gets away from you.
Okay.
And you sort of slide into this explosive console here.
No.
And kind of land on your little turtle butt.
So I just kind of run and firing, and then I fall. Then
just the weight of the gun kind of pulls you out of control, like those big auto guns in the second Alien movie. You
need to put a strap on that thing.
God,
you'll have a turn to reload the damn thing.
Okay, cool.
Reload.
Yep. Okay. Ezra Harden, you're up.
Well, not to say that I can't get into the mix of it. Ezra Harden's going to charge the remaining alien there with Zebediah. He's going to draw up his gun sword, and he's just going to take a swing at it with the sword.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
Let's get dirty with it. I hit a 13.
Nice. You guys are rolling awesome, man. All right,
Just
give me
barely.
some weapon effort. Do more than 5 to get it done.
Weapon effort is...
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I got a 6.
Hey!
Yes!
Awesome. Take a big
Nice.
cleave over to his head and just, bam, knock him stupid.
Awesome. So the two of you guys team up on this mutant, scissor attack him, slice him to bits.
See, Zebediah, you're not the only one who can use a sword.
That comes down. Nice. Well done. You guys are taking these guys apart. No problem. Right?
Yeah, easy for you to say.
This is easy.
I've taken 10 damage, so
I was going to say, who has the second heart left? I have like 2 points left on my second heart.
yeah, I have 1 heart left.
Yeah, exactly.
15 HP.
15
Not a-
HP. Okay, great.
Not a
Easy
healer in
stuff.
sight.
Easy adventure. Okay, so you guys take those guys apart, even though Doruk kind of slides to his ass and his magazine comes loose, so he's fiddling with his gun.
And reconnected to the power pack.
And we come back to Zebediah.
I'm going to use a full action to just high five, secret handshake. The fragment, just like, well done, mate. Well done. Good job. And I'm going to head over towards the airlock and see if I can do anything about that.
Sure enough, this is just an easy sort of instant action to work these doors.
Cool.
So you go up, hit this keypad. It goes about this far, and then it vibrates and jiggles, and it's not malfunctioning. It snaps back into its place, and the little keypad blinks red.
Uh-oh.
Do I recognize this from my kind of knowledge of Reptoid ships?
Yeah, it looks like they've, once again, this is kind of all homebrew kind of technology in here. So it looks like someone has sort of duct taped a little key scanner onto this hand pad. So at first it was just kind of, it worked, and then the little circuit kicked in and pulled the door back in place and locked it.
Cool. In that case, I'll turn around to the guys and just say, listen, looks like we need a key. Yeah, let's start looking around. Like, where do you think is going to be the way to go?
All right, Ezra
I've got an idea. Move over towards Durak, grab some of the putty off the wall and the firing mechanism that's on the floor, mount it up on the keypad next to the door, and use that as a explosive device to blow the door open.
Ooh, lordy lord.
Beautiful,
You're gonna
beautiful.
kill us all.
Well, I'll either kill us in a ball of flame or we'll open the door.
So to
You only
harvest,
live once.
to harvest the parts will be a turn. So let's get an
Sure,
hit roll
sure,
on the 12
sure.
to harvest the parts.
19 plus 3 is a 22. I am a
Holy
bomb
shit, man, these
expert.
dice are insane.
Look at that right
I
there.
don't get to
19.
describe any failing.
19 right there. 19.
Outstanding. So you managed to dismantle the little triggering interface and pull what, a little fist-sized piece of putty or a finger-sized?
Yeah, but I'd say finger sized. I want to blow the lock off of it, not open up a doorway into space.
Okay, and then we have a fascinating combination of variables.
Blue wire, purple wire, green wire, yellow wire. I don't know what that wire does.
Because at
Let's
that
just
moment-
put them all there. Shit.
Once again,
You're the one. I'm the one that's holding the explosive, and you say shit. I'm the one with a finger on the red wire and a handful of explosive. And
oh my God. So Doruk, no need to make the roll. You're already down. Ezra Harden, it's going to be a hard dex check to stay up with all this stuff in your hands. So that's
believe
going
in
to be a 15.
You have
I
a hero
rolled a 10.
token.
I rolled a 10, and I have a hero token.
That's only for effort.
So the target's
I want
totally
to make a lot of
right?
effort.
How about you, Zedekiah?
Unless the target's a 7, I'm buggered.
Okay. So Zed, you take 1 hit point. As do you, Ezra Harden. The real question is, do you drop the stuff? So
It's
I think
sticky. It doesn't come off easily.
That's a 50-50 chance. So give me a 20, and the bottom half is bad.
Okay. I hope you guys had some luck this morning. It's bad.
Oh no!
The only
I rolled a 3.
ever in ICRPG.
That's not even close.
I told you, dice lie.
So as the wave hits this time, by the way, those of you taking damage from the flares, which mainly has been Ezra Harden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a good sense of how many damage you've taken from flares? Has it been 3?
I've taken 3 damage from flares. Yeah, I'm down to 11.
Okay, 3. So when you if you're tracking all that,
Yeah.
let me know if you reach 5, which I think I'll remember too, but 2 more of those.
I got you.
So the flare hits, and this time actually shoves a sort of wave of force through the space. So like Zed slides over there, Doruk over here, Ezra Harden stumbles forward, drops the explosives, and they go off.
No!
Oh.
So the whole mechanism in his hands that he had this whole setup, he just drops it, kind of plants his face right on the red button. The thing blows. Luckily, it's a tiny amount of this stuff. So everybody can make another dex save to kind of roll over and take half the blast.
Roll with the blast. 16.
Nice.
Well, I made a 17 this time.
Thank you, Lord.
Did you get it, Doruk?
Tuck and roll. Tuck and
Doruk
roll.
rolled a 7.
You tucked.
Okay.
You didn't roll.
So the blast is small. It only does 4 damage. And if you made
Oh.
the save, it only does 2.
Oh,
Oh no! All right, I'm down to 6 hit points.
I'm down to 9.
I've got 12.
So the blast rolls across this duranium door and just doesn't even stain it, doesn't even put a mark on it. And with that, boy, this thing is just getting worse and worse. Here we go again. Hey, it's a 4 this time.
I'm filled with joy.
If we have some time, I have a satchel full of blue bananas. Maybe this is a good time to give everybody some food, kind of recover, help them on their feet. My psyker has this thing for blue bananas. I don't know.
Reptoids are renowned for their love of blue bananas.
There you go. So I have a 5 count of bananas, so I pass those around to everybody.
Okay, so that's 1 hit point to eat a banana.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Yep, and in the time it takes to eat a banana, especially peeling it monkey style, I'll go down to 3.
Okay.
And as you guys are basically sort of recovering after this blast, which has now been the loudest noise that has shaken through this whole ship. So let's remember that 3. I have 2d4. I don't know why I don't have another one laying around. Oh, no, I keep doing that.
They do sell more than just one.
So again, from the engine room.
No.
A cluster of these mutants come running in from the engine room, and these 3 don't look good at all. They're sort of, one of them's already sort of bleeding through the nostrils, and one of them, like, his uniform has been burned to shreds, so he's just sort of, you know, he's got his reptoid loincloth, and that's all that's left of him. And they just look like they sort of have radiation sickness or something. They don't look good at all.
Great.
And that comes back to Zed.
So I'm going to swing around this the kind of blast barrier and just try and take one of the heads off.
Nice. So 12 is still our target.
Ooh, I rolled a natural 12, so that's a 15 in total.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm going to crack out the hero coin as well.
There you go.
So that's a total of 8 damage. Sorry, no, that's a lie. That's a total of 10 damage.
Oh, sweet. Oh, you forgot your bonus.
I did forget my bonus.
There you go. So you just slice him from collarbone to hip. Cut him right in half. His blast rifle slides across the floor. There you go. That's it.
Yeah. Right in.
Nice. That's the way to do it. So Doruk, I think this is your reload phase, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. You guys skipped my turn last time. Last go around. So.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, then you're reloaded. Sorry about that.
Worth mentioning, you also got a hit point while you were while you disconnected.
I got a banana. Awesome. All right.
So you're locked and loaded once again.
All right. So Doruk is going to very grumpily say, I've had enough of these little freaks, and he's going to charge at them with his just get right in their face and just unload with his particle gun.
All right. Hit that 12.
All right.
Finish him off.
That is going to be, what is the target? Because I rolled a natural 14.
12. You got him.
Oh, score.
Cool. All right.
Take him apart.
All right. Let's do, I'm going to do 2 on the one in the front and 1 on the one in the back. So
All right. Roll front first.
front first, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10.
Nice.
And then 9.
All right. The dice can be cruel even when you're doing that much damage.
That's true.
So he
And then
stays up. And Ezra, your turn.
I had 3 rolls.
Oh, I thought that was your total.
No. I'm sorry. My roll to damage that guy is
Oh, well, you're going to shred him.
6 plus 3 plus 4. Yeah, he's 13.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Nice.
I was like, man, you must have rolled like 2s and 1s.
I'm gonna start to saying totals from now on, so as to not be confusing.
All right, Ezra Harden, you see these guys take these suckers apart, basically chop one in half and blow the other two with the gun.
I make a mental note of that gun that he has. I need to find out, go to Torton and try to find that somewhere, buy that sometime. I'll turn
It doesn't
around.
exist anymore.
Oh, now you tell me. I'll go over to the wall and see if I can get some more putty and rig up another explosive device, if that's possible.
Yep, so this time you seem to know what you're doing a little better.
Yeah, and don't plug the power line into until I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Yep. So you can rig it right up on the door mechanism if you want.
Put it up on the door mechanism. Look back at my compatriots. Fire in the hole. You twist the wires together and run back towards the column.
I'm gonna turtle.
He pops into turtle mode.
Yep, just like that.
Following everybody else. Hide behind the turtle.
Okay, boom, it goes off. And a couple of seconds pass. There's a burst of smoke in the room, and the door is about there. So it's knocked it slightly off of its rail, but this is a huge thick duranium door, and it has just moved a little bit where you can see into the gap, just a smudge there. And again, this loud noise. There's a lot of guys in the engine room, man. There's another 3.
There's a whole army in the engine room.
There's all of them got knocked back there. 3 more of these guys come rushing out.
Oh no.
All right, that's back to you, Zed.
I'm already rolling my d20. I'm going to smack the closest one to me.
It's madness.
That's a 12?
That's a hit.
Tremendous. Don't have hero coin anymore, so that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Nice one. That's a great hit. Okay, Doruk.
I'm gonna take a step back, but I'm still gonna unload on all these guys, just to even spread on everybody.
All right, don't roll a 1.
I'm gonna try not to.
You got allies in your spread.
All right, that's 16.
There you go. Hit. So 2d6 on each.
Yep. So the one that's in melee right now, 7.
Nice.
One behind him, 9. Uh-oh.
Next
one? The next one is 11.
Damn, you guys just do not roll bad. I mean, 2d6 can totally be 2.
Yeah. So Doruk is just kind of grinning and laughing to himself as these energy bolts just go downrange and shred these guys.
All right, so one of them's still up, and we come back to you, Ezra Harden.
Ezra Harden grabs his firestone on his amulet. He concentrates and fires a fire missile at point blank range right at the mutant in front of me.
Yeah, there you go. Hit that 12, blow him apart.
Yep, and he rolls a 2 and fires over his shoulder. Realizes he misses.
Too difficult to concentrate in this environment.
Too much smoke.
Too much smoke. All right, you can feel the nose of the ship has just been impacted by the next wave.
Oh, come on, no.
And it is sliding down the ship toward your location. And that gives me a free attack here.
Oh.
This guy is not seeing Ezra Harden as a threat. Moves straight forward to Doruk. As he runs forward, reaches out with one claw, lights it up with this dark purple enhancement.
No.
And goes for the claw slash. And that is 3 on these rolls. Oh, there's a 16. Man, the dice are smoking tonight on both sides.
No.
And then 1 on effort, magical for the imbued claw, so 3 damage.
3 damage. Man. You're about to get turtle slapped, son.
Okay. Zed, it's back to you, my man.
I'm going to leap in and I'm going to try and kill that damn thing.
He's only got 1 HP. Get her done.
Sword's going for it.
Hit that 12.
That's a 14 in total.
Another success.
And max damage, that's an 8.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
That's
Score.
blown to pieces. Nice. So
Twin
his,
geranium sword slicing it to bits.
yep, you just scissor him, just one across the top of the other, and end up in the, this position.
Zebediah needs a finishing move.
I think you just saw it.
Yeah, the flurry of the swords, the crossing of the X, and the head just going flying. That's awesome.
Nice. So Doruk, you're up. Enemies neutralized for the moment.
He's gonna kind of look at how grievously he's been injured and ask is anyone having med pack?
All right, Ezer.
Search the room, look around. Do I find anything? I don't have anything. How
Hey,
wounded
there
does
you
he
go.
look?
So do one of those hard perceptions. So a 15 wisdom check.
19.
Whoa.
16 plus 3, so.
Great. So right back here, behind this barrier, you find another duranium box.
Awesome.
So roll a D100 for me.
98.
Kill it.
Good grief. Oh, perfect for your character. So you find a little digital tablet in there, and scrolling down it quickly, you instantly assess that this is one of, like, they've recorded data about Yogg on this expedition of theirs. They've been gathering data from all over the universe, it looks like, but this little pad is all their findings on Yogg. So you can actually keep the pad and actually research it in the future.
Score.
But for the moment, the first thing you scroll to, you kind of just hit the icon and it pops up, and there are the carvings that reptoids may or may not have had a use for, but you instantly recognize this is a spell. And it's the spell of Dominate Machine.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, this is great. So this is with a wisdom roll. You can utterly control a machine, for any machine, one machine, for 1d4 rounds. Crazy awesome spell for Warp Shell.
I like that. That's cool.
So it's not probably your best stat. It's a whiz spell, but still a super powered spell.
Spell is a spell.
Yeah.
Do I have to do anything to learn it?
Nope. We skip chest effort and learning effort in a one shot.
Okay. Awesome.
It just hyper accelerates the whole thing.
If I had pupils, they'd be like this big, but they're just all black eyes. They don't have teeth, though. You know, a little bit elongated smile, but that's about it.
Right as you're popping the box open, and whoa, look at this. Even these crazy pirates were researching Yogg. Once again, it comes ripping through the ship. So everybody make a dex check on the 12 to not stumble over this wave.
12, finally.
15.
I wish I'd spent more time, shaking the dice, waiting for you to finish your talk there, because that was a natural one.
Oh no! Okay, so take the
Dexterous
one damage as you tumble to your face, and then roll for the second one.
Don't.
That's a 19.
Okay, great.
Of course it is.
So at this moment, actually, this wave comes across the ship, and you can see a massive stress fracture right up here by the explosive rig.
Oh, no.
And it's big enough, actually, it begins to whistle and whine as some atmo is escaping through this crack. It's about a 5-foot crack that's maybe a 1/8 of an inch wide. So these things are taking their toll on the ship. And at that point,
we need to hurry up, guys.
Re-roll this timer. Oh, there's another big one. So I don't know if you guys have maybe deduced it yet, but the longer those flare timers, the worse they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are coming back to Zed now. And there's no more guys running out from the engine room.
Cool. Does it look like the door on the right-hand side can be forced at all?
This one here?
Yeah, the bulkhead on the... Yeah,
I mean, after surviving that blast and moving maybe 6 to 8 inches, or maybe even a little less, it's highly unlikely.
In
So
that
you
case,
see
we
one
know
of these
what's up
big
the-
braces here that they've put in, these big hydraulic braces.
Yeah. Do we know what's? Can I see what's up the other side? Is there any light coming out that side, or I'm gonna need to wander in?
I bet you I
Actually-
could fire a flare into the hall.
Yes, down
That is
this
also a
hallway,
very fair
you
point.
see something you haven't seen yet, and something you don't normally see on a reptoid craft, which is a sort of a more of a blue light. Like, many human ships kind of have that kind of blue, watery, sort of glassy color that can be a pleasant color. And you see that color coming out of the hallway down here, and an open doorway at the end of the corridor.
In that case, I'm going to tentatively walk towards it and kind of beckon my companions in.
Awesome. So he exits map, Dora.
All right, Dora kind of like, yes, I'm coming. He just kind of like is holding his like slashed abdomen, like, and he's gonna follow.
Okay, so he gets about yay. And Ezer?
I'll do the same, but push past Doruk into the hallway. Maybe
Okay,
in
so
between the two. Evenly
we'll have
distance
another-
ourselves.
We'll have another late arrival for Dorok. I got to remember to enforce that slowness because it's really his only weakness. So I got to remember to use that against him with that particle cannon, dragging it around and being slow.
He's always around behind us.
And as we move into that chamber, we're about a little past halfway. It's been a great time. You guys are kicking ass. And let's take a quick breather, refill our beers. And thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes and see what happens on the Red Sword. Does that sound good, guys?
Yeah,
Sounds
bio
absolutely
break.
fantastic.
Okay, be right back. Hey, and we're back. So, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know I say that all the time, but that's just because I mean it. My players are still taking a little break. It's good to have everyone here. I think we had around 100 people there for a little while. 66 of you crazy lunatics hanging out right now. I imagine during this awesome game that Drunkards and Dragons may have finally hit 20,000 subscribers in the last hour or so here. So that is something I never ever thought would happen. So that's fantastic. So I just want to raise a beer, and everybody around the world, whether you're having a great time tonight or going through hard times or whatever, it's going to be all right. Tomorrow's going to be better because we're going to make it that way. So here's to you guys. Yes.
Cheers.
So you guys are machines in there. And I think it's an interesting case study because you can really see how, even though there's a lot of sort of innovation that may or may not be in a game system, I think just because of the nature of the chemistry of players and DMs, not always, but a lot of times it can come back to, doing damage and moving and checking and doing damage and moving and checking. And it's just interesting to see. So I think it's a fun case study because it's been getting more on my mind how to create this much action without focusing so much on damage. And I think that is what is coming up in the near future. That's what I would like to be in the near future as we play into this game. I love what Chris said earlier about, like, as someone who's, played this once or twice, blah, blah, blah. I mean, even going through all the play testing on ICRPG, really, it's maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 games, right? Which may seem like a lot of, like, full table games. But in the scope of, like, how long we've been playing D&D and stuff, like, that's nothing. I mean, that's like, so I think we're all sort of discovering how we're going to mix this up. And a lot of times it just comes back to what the content of the adventure is and what players do. If players want to blast everything, then who am I to get in their way? So it's been fun. It's been awesome. We are, I think, on the brink of survival here. They keep on getting pounded and we don't have a healer. So I love groups without a healer. So we are trucking along. So are you guys refilled and good to go?
Hey, no Band-Aids, no problem.
We don't need no Band-Aids.
I have so much scotch.
You still alive out there, Chris? It must be like tomorrow by now.
The sun is rising.
That's the best kind of gaming. That's when the magic happens.
Yes, it is.
Well, good. It would be frightening if it wasn't. Okay, so when we last left our heroes, they were entering this sort of next space, right? And the bulkhead ahead of them was wide open. And it's a great moment for a pause. I think we've got, maybe depending on what happens, maybe got an hour or so left. So thanks everybody for sticking around. I hope you all having fun watching the game and watching these crazy knuckleheads do their business. So as you cruise down this next corridor, if you'll remember, we have a 4 sitting down here on ye old dreaded timer. You come into this bluish light, and there is this form moving around in the far end of the room, and you hear this slurping and this chomping, and then some rustling, more slurping, and then another loud chomp, and then a splat. And since we took a break, let's do another initiative reset before we reveal this next room, and I'll roll on that too. Let's mix things up a little bit. Oh, ho, ho. I'm dirty.
We adding decks?
Sure.
Oh, that makes mine better.
Yeah, if you want to, why not?
So I got a
Nice
9.
ones. Oh, 9. Solidate.
15.
All right. Oh, shit. I still got it. That's twice tonight. Boy, that is just terrible. Terrible. Troll DM over here.
Brutalizing the guests.
Great. Well, let's just get right to it then. As you enter the next chamber, you're walking down and you do notice as you approach that the walls are marked with classic markings and trappings of a medbay. So you guys have all seen medbays on different types of vessels. And a Reptoid one isn't that different. And you enter onto this scene. So I believe Zed was in the lead. And we had Doruk kind of way in the rear there and Ezer close behind. And so as you guys enter,
What is that?
you see there's a row of beds on one end with some, you know, computer equipment for, you know, servicing patients and so forth. And at the far end of the room, there's sort of blood splattered and smeared and dragged all over the room. At the far end of this room is this colossal shape, this mutated mound of flesh and machinery. And it's sort of part reptoid and part sort of sentry turret. So its guts are kind of hanging out. It has a huge gun kind of fused into one side of its body.
A huge gun, you say?
And it's in this corner, and it's surrounded by these split open IV blood bags. And as you enter the room, it's just chomping them down ravenously in this corner. It's kind of layered up in the corner like nesting almost, and it's just eating one IV bag after the next. The blue glow that kind of beckoned you in here is coming. You can see this sort of locker right behind him. And in this locker right behind him, there's a whole nother sort of supply of IV bags and, you know, injection bottles and so on and so forth. So refrigerated medical supplies.
Yeah, we need that.
And he is really sort of, you know, kind of like a dog who's found his nasty little spot under the stairs. You know, he's really backed into this corner chewing on these blood bags. And I think as you enter, he may or may not see you. I think there's a 50% chance. So low is bad, right? So I'm going to roll this one. All right. High is good. So indeed, he's so busy eating that he doesn't notice you guys. So high is always good on 50-50. So that means, Zed, we come back around to you with a 4 on the timer, this thing not noticing you, and you have the jump on the room. So what will you do?
In absolute and total disgust at this mutated reptoid in front of me, I'm going to whip out my blast pistol and just take 2 shots at him.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Bold move. Boom.
First one misses. Let's just not talk about that one.
So the terror of this place is palpable. And even being in the presence of this thing is hard to do anything. And we're sitting on a 15 target.
The first one was a 6. The second one's a 16.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's a 6 damage. Sorry, 8 damage, including modifier.
All right, so you pop it right in the chest as you enter this space. And kind of an amazing shot, too, as you're just like, how did I, you know, your hand is shaking with the blast pistol in it. But managed to make the hit. And then Ezer. I'm going to Doruk. It takes your turn to catch up.
Well, can I kind of take cover right near that open airlock?
Right here? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, but this is the one time you just couldn't quite catch up in time.
Hey.
Okay, Ezer, that's you.
It will happen.
You're muted up, my brother. Either that or you're just lip syncing. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I was like this. Let's move forward down to the left where that equipment is, near the bottom of the screen, so I can get some cover. And I'm going to shoot a fire missile at it.
All right, hit a 15 with intelligence.
I rolled a 14.
All right, it flies wide, hits one of the patient beds.
Poof.
And actually, one of the little treatment blankets on the patient bed instantly ignites and incinerates. And then we come back around to the Dungeon Master. So we'll go down to 3 on that guy. And let me page over. Oh, yeah, playing on paper. So with his first action, he actually just reaches down, grabs another IV bag, gulps it without even chewing it.
No.
And you can see the blast mark close slightly from Zed's shot.
Oh,
Oh no.
we need to get that blood away from him, or get it away from the blood. One of the two.
With his second action, he sees these creatures entering his like private little area. And he leans his head down near the ground and opens this sort of crazy, almost like T-Rex style head that he has, this mutant reptoid head, and screams this horrible subsonic hum that shatters. And everybody make a con save on that 15 as this subsonic scream rips through the room.
Oh no. I rolled a 5.
It's an 18.
Nice.
9.
Okay, so if you missed it, take 4 damage.
Oh, I'm down.
My ears! My ears!
Oh shit! So Doruk's poor little turtle head just pops blood out of his little ear holes.
Oh, my bollocks kind of flops.
And still up, Ezer?
Yeah, still up. I got 6 points.
I was gonna say, please don't leave me on my own.
Okay, that's my action, and that brings us all the way back to Zed.
Yeah.
I gotta. Do I roll now for the till dead?
Nope, you do it on your turn. Otherwise, it would be possible to not have a chance to do anything if you rolled a 1.
Oh, gotcha.
So you always have to wait until your turn after you drop to roll dying. Okay, Zed, you're up, my brother.
Oh man. See, now do I go back and help? Or do I just run forward and take this guy's take the aggro while Ezer goes and helps him? No, I'm gonna take the aggro. I'm gonna run straight forward. I've got the most hit points. It makes the most sense. I'm gonna run straight forwards and do as much damage as I possibly can.
Oh,
Holy shit balls. We're just going to engage this thing.
Just
Yeah.
go.
oh man.
Just go.
Reptoid v Reptoid, man. I'm up for this. Mano a mano.
Okay, what's your attack?
That is a 19.
Yeah.
All right, hit. Is this swords, I imagine?
Oh yeah.
All right, give me that
We're
damage.
getting personal. That's a natural 1, but that's a modified 3.
Use the hero coin.
Used it.
Oh, so 3 damage?
Weird.
3
Use
damage.
my hero coin.
If we were at the table, I would allow that.
Oh,
But it's weird online.
that's it. We're flying to wherever you're playing.
That's
Cool.
true. I'll be right there.
That sounds awesome.
UK.
So you'll be a day late. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We can hold on.
We'll
Guys,
wait.
UK. All right, kick ass. Take another coin for that choice,
Tremendous.
Zed. Tough choice there. And that comes back to Doruk. Dropped. Roll for dying, my brother.
Oh, all right. I'm bleeding and dying.
Roll high, sir. Roll high.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, great. So that's for you to track. So 3 rounds and you will breathe your last.
3 rounds, not 3 turns. Right?
Correct.
Cool.
And Ezer, you see Doruk just drop into a heap. What will you do?
Move back and try to help him.
Okay.
I've got nothing on me though that I can use.
So you can stabilize him staying unconscious just for showing up.
Can I see it behind the monster in the medbay, or is he blocking the whole cabinet in the corner and everything?
Jam a banana in my mouth.
You can see that it's back there, but you can't see the contents from way over here.
Yeah, so then I jab a banana in his mouth.
All right, there's a 50-50 chance that the nutrition will reach his gut while he's unconscious. So give me that 50-50. Low and bad.
Please don't choke on it. And he does not. 11.
Okay, great. So Doruk, you're up with 1 hit point.
Yeah, bananas. That's awesome.
There's that 50-50.
I've only got 1 left.
It's okay. I'll take the damage. You just shoot the bastard.
And I believe that comes back around to me.
Damn it.
So that comes to a 2. Or getting caught by a flare in here could be interesting. All right, now it's face to face with this guy.
Yeah.
That thing is scary looking.
Just take it.
So
I'm ready.
I mean, it's inevitable. I have to do it. I could use dice to determine his attack, but it's just too pretty. So he leans back just a bit and leans into this big cannon that he has sort of built into one arm or one side of his body.
No.
And the two little
And of
flash
course-
suppressors. It's got two little flash suppressors on the front, and they fold open, and it spools up to speed. And he fires. So he's going to need to hit. He's going to need to hit Zed. So what's your armor, Zed?
15.
All right, plus 3 on the roll. There's a 13. Oh, Lord. So he fires his energy cannon, and it hits everything within a straight line of the target that you can hit.
And we're all lined up like we're in line.
I think Doruk is safe because he's behind the bulkhead.
Yeah.
So that's magical damage on the two of you.
Well, I've got 12. That's fine.
And he's got 3 on stats and effort.
Oh.
Roll up.
Oh, maximum. 11 damage to the both of you.
Oh, no, I'm down.
Oh no.
I'm at 1 hit point.
Oh, maximum. It just got super real.
Oh,
Oh man.
damn it.
Do some
Boy,
real
flight
solid
could
damage
be-
right now.
Would be a strategy that you would want to consider.
APK. APK.
So that's his first action. For his second one, he's going to chomp down a blood bag.
No. Stop it.
This is what happens with the full frontal assault. Okay, boy, it's scrappy now. So, only Ezra is down though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy, man,
took it right in the back.
Doruk's positioning is so killer. All right, Zed, it's back to you, my intrepid reptoid friend. What will you do?
I'm gonna kite away, mate. I'm gonna kite away. I am back out of that doorway.
So you're gonna just break a double, huh?
I'm booking it out of that door.
Yeah, I think it's about. I don't know if you agree. About to hear. Feels like a double to me.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
It's hard to tell because we don't have a table for a banana, but there's
that's
booking it right there. So you just cut tail and run. You got 1 hit point?
Exactly 1.
That's awesome. Okay, Doruk, so your friend goes down, your other friend is just turns tail and bolts.
Just bear in mind, we have as a party, we have a total of 2 hit points. It's worth remembering.
Man. Oh, I don't know.
Bananas all the way around.
All right, Doruk, what will you do?
Oh man, do I attack? Do I help him? I don't have anything that could bring you back to consciousness.
Close the door.
Just drag the bastard.
Close the door.
I'm gonna drag Ezra Harden through the door and try to seal the airlock.
Well, you can pull him out of the way like here, but to seal it, you got to be right here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move him out of the way, and then I'm going to seal the airlock.
Okay, so let's get without.
I've got my my high tech tools. Is there any way I could use those on the door to try to like force it to like deadlock or something?
There you go. So make an easy roll using those tools to override the normal systems and slam it shut. So we're sitting on that big old 15. So beat a 12.
So all right. Yeah, that's a modified 12, 15.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So right as Zed slides through like James Bond style, you hack into this thing, basically just fry the circuit, and it slams shut.
Doris going to say, Torton parts, Riptoid parts, all made in Imperium.
There you go. Take a coin for that, Doruk.
I got a coin.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Boy, particle gun with a hero coin can really add up to a hell of a shot.
That's the idea.
Okay, Ezra, roll for dying.
Okay, how do I do this again? A 6-sided.
Yep.
And I get a 3.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
So he's not bleeding out immediately, but hasn't been stabilized yet. That comes back to me, boy. This flare could just be gnarly at this stage. Sitting on 1. And as you guys slam that door shut, I don't think you can get that far, but you do hear a metal weapon slam against the far side of the door as it closes. Wha-pang! Like that. And through the little window, I love that these things have a little window. You can see this thing slurping out of its big blood pool that it's been soaking in. And it's just enraged, even though it's almost totally closed the wounds that you gave it. And it's approaching that closed door.
What?
Man.
That comes back to you, Zed. Whew, that got a little intense there. My cheeks feel weird.
You're telling me about it.
That was harrowing.
I'm the one on the ground bleeding out.
Yeah.
I'm the one stood up next to the bloody thing.
Is that sunlight, Chris?
You what? Yeah, that's sunlight. It's actually bright. Like I could happily walk around outside. It's like midday.
You are a champion among men, sir.
I wasn't kidding when I said I didn't need sleep. Okay, so I'm thinking a little bit further down the line right now, but I have a stealth module, so I'm thinking that if I can go invisible, we can open up the door. You guys can hide around in the other room, and I can run in and steal his blood bags. Which means that might mean that we can kind of just kill the bastard. Until then, maybe we should just help Ezra and heal up a little bit. Just
assuming it doesn't blow through the door in like one turn.
It's a very fair point you make, but it is geranium, and geranium is durable.
It's true. It's right there in the name.
So what will you do, Zed?
I'm going to try and stabilize Ezra.
Okay, so that's just a matter basically of applying pressure and lifting his head up a little bit. So he's stable at 0. Well done. Okay, Doruk.
Man, let's see.
Yeah, every second counts now.
Sure. Well. Doruk is going to go into is going to kind of rifle through Ezra Harden's pack and try to jam a banana in his mouth.
Oh, all right, 50-50 chance. Low is bad.
All right. 50-50. Low is bad. All right. 52.
Oh, you did D100? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, high is good. So, Ezra, you're up with 1 hit point.
3 hit points.
What happened?
We are powered by bananas.
Actually, that was some really brilliant non-suicidal reaction to the situation.
Right. Okay, let's get out of this room and eat a banana. Just think about this.
A lot of times you'd be like, no, we can kill it.
No, that was the last banana.
screw
That's
that.
the problem.
Oh,
We
shit.
have a problem. That was the last banana.
I've run this monster. I understand how this goes.
Monster? What monster? As I look out the window. My brows just get bigger. You can't tell. No pupils. They just get bigger.
That's your turn, Ezra, as you pop up.
I can see it through the window, right?
Yeah, it's like charging the door.
No, it's not. I'm going to cast Dominate Machine on it.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. So make that wisdom roll on the
Straight-
15, which is tough. but you can do it.
Because I've got no wisdom
Man,
bonus.
that's
So
funny.
let's see.
Do it.
Oh, no. 8. Not enough.
Okay. So if you stick
Not
with
enough.
the plan, it'll be easy on the second try
Score.
if you live that long.
1 hit
Oh,
point.
no.
1 hit point. On the note of 1 hit point,
No.
speaking of things that do 1 damage,
Oh, man.
it's no big deal, right? It only does 1 damage. So once
So
again,
says
the
the DM.
flare slides over the ship And this was another 4 that I had rolled on the timer.
Oh crap!
So this
crap.
thing slams the ship, and actually it hits so damn hard. You guys see through the sort of the porthole at the back of the med bay. So you're looking through the bulkhead, past this monstrosity, and then out one of the observation windows. You see the bridge drift past the ship.
Oh crap!
Oh no!
So
What?
as that happens, you start to feel some vacuum. Atmosphere is starting to hiss. There's some metal groaning. And everybody make that dex check on a 15, not to stumble into the wall.
17.
Natural 20.
Finally.
A modified 15.
Oh, all 3 successes. Awesome.
Whoa!
So part of the ship, the whole nose cone tears off, and it's just drifting past the ship now that you can see.
Now we face one final task.
One great thing about
One final task.
is that I can rewind to rooms and they're as we left them. So I know that the pressure door is actually closed to the bridge.
Right.
So well done, guys. So even though you do feel some atmo leak out, you don't go into full atmosphere loss because the pressure door to the bridge was open. So I got to hand it to you guys on that one. That is totally awesome.
That comes from
that was all
one
Ezra, if I remember rightly.
True, that
Awesome.
was all him.
Good job,
Awesome.
Victor.
So great teamwork. Really cool.
Can we
I'm
blow
sure-
this room? Can we blow the hallway from right here? We can blow the hallway. I can go back and get some putty from off the wall and rig up another explosive device.
Oh, I got another 4.
We got time.
Should I just go invisible and stab at
As
window?
long as he doesn't go through the door. The door will hold.
We've got time, says the guy with 1 hit point.
Wait,
And no
which
bananas.
one?
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Zed, you're up. So Ezra is hooting and hollering about plans to blow things up, but Zed, it's your jump. So what
I
do you
took
do?
a hit to the head. It's
Remember too, Ezra, just as a quick reminder, that if you try that spell again, it'll be an easy target.
waiting my turn.
Okay, Zed, you're up, my brother.
I'm just gonna let Ezra do his thing. I'm just gonna sit there and try and recover a bit.
Okay, great. Roll for it.
Oh no, it's a 6.
Okay. It's so hard to get 1 hit point in combat.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically on your toes, weapons drawn. It's pretty hard to do like yoga breathing. All right, Doruk. Return from the north. What'll it be?
I like the idea of letting Ezra go ahead and try to manipulate this thing, and I'm going to try to recover also.
All right,
Thanks,
roll that
guys.
d20.
Each one. What do I have to do?
It's a hard check to get 1 hit point back.
No.
Hard con check. So that's an 18.
Okay. 1 natural 1.
Oh,
Wow.
Ooh,
Chokes
roll
on his
for the
own
second
spit.
one.
All right.
Roll for the blunder.
Oh, 6. Modified 7.
Okay, cool. So anytime you
just
get that 1, you get off kind of free, but if you roll 2 1s in a row, it's disaster zone.
All right.
Okay. Ezra, you're up. It looks like the team has deferred to you.
all right. Let's try this one more time.
No
Dominate
pressure.
machine.
Okay, dominate machine, and this time you got
Oh, score 16.
Yes.
Hey! Didn't even need the assistance.
That's a
So
straight
now
double.
here's the real money part is, so this thing is enough mechanical components that the spell functions. So now you need a 1d4 on the number of rounds that you can control it.
2.
Okay. So my turn will be the first turn that is in effect. So this guy counts down, and you have this action with the Gargantua. So what will you do with him?
Paralyze him.
So just lock him up in position.
Yep. Can't move,
Nice.
can't walk, can't talk, can't do nothing. Just stuck.
Cool. So he just freezes.
Yep. Just he's trying
Okay.
to fight it. You can hear the motors and gears whirring. He can't do anything about it. Quickly,
Okay.
I have him. Open the door.
So crank your timer to 1.
Yep.
And on my next turn, that'll be your second dominate monster turn.
Correct.
Or dominate machine, sorry.
Dominate machine, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I think you already have a coin, or I'd give you another one.
Yes, I do have one still.
Yeah, we
Save
did
it.
coin hoarding, and it got completely out of control because I'm such a happy DM. Okay, so that is my time. I counted down, and I'm completely locked up. So we come back to Zed, the Reptoid Ghost.
Open the door.
I'm going to go invisible, and I'm going to try and open the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so since Doruk has hacked this little thing, all you need to do is twist his little keypad tool, and it pops right open.
Sonic screwdriver.
It's a modified 20.
I want one.
So what's your roll for? Going through or stealthing?
Sorry, for stealthing, it is a natural 20. Oh, sorry, it's a modified 20.
So yeah, I mean, not only are you invisible, you're soundless.
Tremendous. I
On
would
the
like
ceiling.
to search the room and see if there's anything in the room that's out of place or
Check the glowy bits.
Well, you notice that this thing is a little too clumsy and ravenous to have gotten into the cooler yet. So even though all of the standing supplies, he's basically made a mess out of them, and there's still a big pile of blood bags there. But the cooler, and if you'd like to, why don't you roll it? So roll a 1d6 for how many stim packs are in the cooler.
sorry guys, that's a 1.
Oh no!
I wish I was a little less honest.
Why couldn't we just get that on the particle gun or something? No, we have to get it on this thing.
Hurry, Zebdiah. I don't know how long I can hold this thing.
Okay, so the stim pack will heal for magical effect. So no roll required, and it will heal for 1d8. And if you have a magical effect bonus, you can apply that if you're the one using the stim pack. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So you retrieve that guy, zip across the room, retrieve that, and that's the end of your action. And boy, this is going to be tight. This is going to be a limbo right here. But Doruk, you're up. Oh, you're muted, my brother.
Doruk is going to step up to where Ezra is standing, and no, I definitely don't want to go inside the door. No. I'm staying. I'm staying outside the door. Yeah,
We will
I'm
stand side by side. Exactly.
I'm still going. No, I'm still going to. I'm gonna light him up with that particle gun now that he's stationary.
Okay, without him able to move, that's going to be an easy shot. So hit
Yeah.
at 12.
All right,
Don't sneeze.
that is. Oh, it's close. 13. Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be 6d6.
Oh. Can I use my hero coin?
Yes, please.
Fuck yeah.
How does
Now
that work? How
is
does
a
that work?
piercing shot.
How does the hero coin work exactly?
Just so you're going to do 6d6 and a d12 in one
Sweet deal.
freaking shot. It's like
Oh,
a
wow.
bloody warhead.
All right, here. That is.
I mean, honestly, with a very high roll, you could take him out.
Roll high. Roll high.
Yes.
Roll high. Roll high. Roll high. Roll high. Don't make me get out the abacus.
I'm trying to. Here, hold on.
Here, you need some more fingers? Here.
All right, plus.
You know what? I don't even, with
That is-
Zebediah's and my fingers, that's not enough fingers, I don't think.
I've got my hands ready.
Well, here's 20.
That is 41 damage.
Oh! That's got to be a record.
Holy shit.
Yes!
That's 4 hearts in
So
one
just-
hit.
Blows him to bits. Goes right through the center. Cuts him in half.
Oh, yeah.
Way to save it all up.
Score.
Beautiful bastard.
I want, man. All right. And then, so he just tears this thing to pieces while laughing. and then he says, he just kind of spits on the ground. sits down and lights a cigar.
Doruk, if you weren't so ugly, I'd kiss you.
So basically sitting on 1 hit point and dishing out 41. That is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it's done.
That's how you do it.
That is how you get it done. All right. Well, nice to have a Torton around.
I guess so. That's awesome.
So this thing hits the ground, slides backwards in this sort of slurpy, gross slide, and hits the back wall of the room. As it does, it collapses in a heap. And you notice little metallic pieces of it scatter across the floor, and they're still held in check by this spell. So they're like whirring and jiggling against the power of this spell.
You are mine.
So once the spell breaks, oh man, only a 2. So you can see these little pieces of mechanical bits and these little guts, they're still attracted to one another. But they're totally held in check by the spell.
Oh man.
So you got a bit of a T-1000 going there, but you destroyed the thing utterly. That's probably the biggest single ICRPG hit made in history.
Score!
Awesome.
Yes!
Very true.
We will never see that again.
That was
Okay,
awesome.
Ezra, you're up.
I'm so happy right now.
I don't know if I want to kiss Doruk, or if I want to go and
Do
Take a look.
not do that to Dora.
It's great because it's almost like the entire character was built just for that. He can't really do anything else.
Hey,
but blow
sure.
things away.
I can hack doors and I can
Hack doors. You stabbed the console with the sonic screwdriver. That is not hacking.
look, and I can light cigars and I can sound cool.
It's insane. Okay, Ezra, what'll it be?
Amount of damage.
So okay, I've got 1 hit point. If I know the creature's dead, then I'm gonna go over towards the medbay and grab a stim pack. Oh well, there is any more, is there?
No,
Is there any more
only one.
chests? It's all empty. Then I will take that skull of a head off the creature and use it as a trophy later.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's awesome.
So
Maybe
You
I'll make a
feel-
helmet out of it.
you peel the skull off, and yeah, it would make one hell of a helmet. And as you do so, you notice letting the spell release, you start to see teeny little pieces of machinery start to screw into one another, and then a little bolt hooking onto a little plate, and a little piston going into a little slide. It's a very slow process, but it's starting to try to reassemble.
No, it
Cybermen,
ain't.
guys. It's like Cybermen.
Fire missile. I'll burn it to death. It's like trolls. Fire kills.
All right, it's an easy hit. It's a coup de grace, really. You don't even have to roll, so
Yeah,
just do
so-
damage.
Not 19. Oh, okay, damage. Well,
And we're
let's
going
see.
to add the damage to its assembly time.
So I'm gonna roll an 8-sided because I do magic effort, and I add 3 to that roll. Plus 3 is 9.
Great. So it already had 2 on it. So now its assembly time is all the way up to 11 rounds.
I have its skull. Does that matter?
It's not stopping the process,
Damn it.
but that's quite a while. That's an awesome move just to fry it, kill it with
Let's-
fire, kill it with
yeah.
fire.
Then let's get out of here and close the door behind us.
Okay, so that's me, and that is a 3 drops to a 2, and that's all I've got. So it's back to you, Zed.
I'm just gonna if the monster's kind of in check, if not dead, I'm gonna continue searching the room invisible.
Great. So over here by the medical equipment, indeed, you find another little reptoid duranium box, and give me another D100.
D100. That's a 24.
Oh man, great roll. So have you guys ever seen the 80s movie Flash Gordon?
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
sure.
So in the spirit of, I love Matt Click's speech about being direct about your inspirations. But anyways, there is a little vial of secreted goo in this box that they've been keeping, which is strangely appropriate to the room. I love loot tables. They always do the weirdest things. and it contains wood beast gel.
Oh.
And this gel can be applied, and you will heal 1d12 for 3 rounds. So
Cool.
for each round, you'll heal 1d12 each round. But it causes this terrible searing pain that prevents other actions.
Hey, pour half on you and half on me.
1d6.
It's just like shaving balm. Just put it on and just grin your teeth.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like shaving gel, exactly.
Just like Macaulay Culkin in that scene in Home Alone 1. Do we think anybody needs it? Like
I have 1 hit point.
We all have 1 hit point. I'm usually the first one going into rooms.
So a spoonful of sugar, everybody.
Yeah.
I'll hold it for the time being.
Okay, so you finish, and I assume, you stay invisible. Your friends have readout on where you are. I always kind of go with that rule. Friends always know, they have a little outline. But Doruk, you see Zed skiffing through the room quickly, collecting things. And it's your go, my brother.
I'm gonna kind of limp over there and then try to search the room, see what I can find. If there's anything interesting, I don't know. Let's see here. Roll a. Well, so I only rolled a 9.
Yeah, I think Zed has cleaned the room out.
All right. Is nothing more here. We should go.
All right, Ezer.
Is there anything we can use in the room as a pry bar or a tool to open the other door?
Oh, absolutely. So
I mean,
come
big piece
over
of metal.
here.
Sure.
Because of the structural damage to the ship, there are, struts that are kind of hanging off the wall, and you can retrieve like an 8-foot pole.
Sure. Yeah, that's what we do. We'll head back down the hallway across the other room and use that to pry open the door that we blew open.
Okay, if everybody wants to follow Ezra's lead.
I was considering taking that thing's energy cannon off of it, but never mind. Let's just go.
Take the cannon. Take the cannon. We'll wait.
Yeah, if you want to use
Take the cannon.
All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna try to rip that thing off of it just so I can figure out how to use it later.
So yeah, thanks to Ezra's, frying of all of the biomatter, it's really mostly just loose machinery now, and you can just drag it right out. So
nice.
That is an energy cannon.
Cool.
And when you fire it, it does magical damage to everything in a straight line from the first target you hit.
Ooh.
Cool.
Just stick your finger in the firing mechanism.
But there is a catch. These are both extremely bulky weapons.
Sure.
So you're going to have to choose. It's either particle gun, or this is basically a rail gun from like Quake 3.
Yeah, my whole intention is I was going to just kind of put it on my back and not use it. It's just I want to kind of carry it with me if I can.
This is more one of those things where you got to grab the wires and pipes and things coming in and just drag it with you, because it's
plus my burst fire unit.
It's like this big. Yeah.
Okay, so if in your carry slot on your sheet, I mean, it doesn't matter too much in a one shot, but it'll take 3 slots.
Okay.
Oh.
Not gonna lie, the minute you said rail,
to see how fun this would be in a campaign is managing slots can get really fun.
Okay. Hold on, stand by. I think I hear one of my children has awoken.
Okay. So Doruk uses a little bit of extra time there retrieving the energy cannon.
False alarm.
And
I just got to strap it to my shell.
Nice. Oh man, that's a great visual.
Just yes, this will do. And I just rip it off.
I want to see an index card with that picture on it.
I'm not that good of an artist.
Yeah, it just looked like a sort of like an Abrams tank or something.
Yeah, literally.
One cards.
Wow.
Look like Blastoise from Pokemon.
So you guys, if I understand, with Ezra's leadership, you guys have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's sort of an ambiguous turn right in the middle there where Doruk is retrieving the energy cannon, Ezruk is leading the way. Zed, let's give you an action. So you're sitting on a stim pack and on wood beast gel, and what else will it be for you? Anything?
For the time being, until we really come to a consensus about what the stim pack gets used for, I'm just going to follow the other guys.
Okay, so
I might just use that. I might just use that that turn to kind of recover.
Is everyone still on 1 hit point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit of a dangerous way to live, but
Ow.
you can try a manual recover if you want.
I am.
In this room, it's a con 15.
Whew. Yeah, it's not happening.
Okay. All right, so it's back to I feel like it's Ezra kind of leading the charge here. So that was just a repair turn for me. And then here comes Doruk with his new energy cannon. Somehow even slower than before.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I just got all this gear and just like it's trailing wires and still sparking and
Oh, it's so awesome, man. That is so badass. Okay, so Ezra, how do you execute this plan of yours?
I just shove that pull where the sun don't shine and pull as hard as I can.
Words to live by. Okay, so make an easy strength check on this door. So that's going to be 9 with strength.
Yeah, it's 11, so I'm good.
Great. So now, just because you're using the pole, do basic
leverage.
and ultimate. So a D4 and a D12.
Awesome.
Trying to bust 10 hearts of strength on this thing.
12, 8
Or
and
10
4.
points. 12 total?
12 total, 8 and 4.
Oh, shit. So the pole totally works.
Yeah, awesome. Always works.
Prise this sucker open. Nice.
Yes. We shall exploit your riches, secret
Excellent.
room.
And
Before we go down the hallway and we look down the darkness into the evil of the ship that it has become, I fire off a flare into the hall just in case.
okay, so your missile goes zipping down in there, and you see an empty room with a bunch of science equipment in it. And as the fire missile disappears,
Of course, we all have 1 hit point.
all right, Dex on 12, everybody. Dex on 12.
Score 12.
That's a modified 10.
Ooh,
Ouch.
I rolled a 9. I'm sorry, I
arrived
modified
just in
16.
time to hear that horrible bit of news.
and Doruk, you got it as well?
16.
All right, so Zed drops.
Boom.
And
Oh.
Down.
actually, you guys notice that being dropped, being knocked near death by this dark energy, and being a reptoid. So this purple matter slides across him as he loses consciousness, and you see it sort of rivulates and fills into his lizard eyes.
No.
Mutant.
And his eyes start to turn dark, and his teeth start to grow, and his knuckles start to bulge, but he's unconscious and dying. So,
Oh man.
and then
I totally
I've got a
reroll
reroll on my
to
hands.
help me there.
So we count down on the reassembly, and we've got a 2. And with that, another piece of the ship peels away. And I don't think you even know what it is. You just hear some ripping metal and a huge explosion. Yep. We're like, what the fuck was that? And then Zed, let's roll for dying, my brethren.
It's 5 turns.
Okay, great. Good roll. Okay, Doruk. He's straight up American Werewolf.
Grab the stim pack, Doruk.
Literally.
Grab his stim pack.
So do I use a stim pack? So if I use a stim pack, is he going to stand up and he's going to be like one of these zombie things?
I can just see it. He's
so
holding Doruk's holding the gun in one hand and the stim pack in the other, going, which
for real.
one do I use?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Do I vaporize you or do I not vaporize you?
It is worth mentioning. I have on me a stim pack that heals from magical effect, or the what is it? The Wood Beast Gel, which heals 1d12 for d3 rounds. Or sorry, for 3 rounds.
Right.
So they're the two things that I've got on me.
So what'll it be, Doruk? You got a classic RP choice here.
Right. So I'm not sure if this is going to create a regenerating zombie or if it's going to. But I'm gonna whatever. I'm gonna
knock him out. Pop him in the head.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
use your gun and just pop him in the head.
No, I'm gonna try to stabilize him and use the med pack on him because something.
We'll use the med pack later.
No. Oh, you know what? No. I'm gonna. I don't have any more bananas. I'm gonna use a med pack on him.
All right, roll that D8.
3.
All right, Zed, you pop up, and you have this strange new sensation that you've never felt before, which is all you want is to return. You just want to return to the heart of the Dark Star. That maybe it would be better there. Maybe it's a good thing to go back there. But it's not completely taking over your mind. It's just sort of a notion, you know? It's kind of like, you know, on Sunday morning when you wake up and you're like, maybe I should have another glass of whiskey. It's not like you're mind controlled, but you're having dark thoughts.
But now you look like an alligator instead of a lizard.
Yeah. Now you guys, we have to destroy that thing now or we're gonna lose a crew member.
Okay, Ezra, that's you.
Member.
Quickly, this way. Let's go down and find out more about this. There's a reason why the store was jammed.
Yeah.
At least I hope. Unless we find another one of those gargantua things.
Oh, that would suck.
Yes, it would.
I didn't think about that.
I should have. You didn't hear nothing, Hankerin. You didn't hear nothing. You know nothing.
Yeah,
you heard nothing.
Man, that would be awesome.
I'm sorry. I just broke the rule that every role player should never do. Never give the DM ideas at the table.
Yeah,
so
totally.
You guys follow Ezra?
Yeah, I follow him, heading up the rear, obviously.
So you guys enter the next chamber. Pressure door is open. Doruk's bringing up the rear.
Is that a window?
Yeah.
Ezra, as you enter,
What the frack?
you come into what's clearly like a science bay. So the front, or the sort of the fore side of this chamber is, it's this massive circular nested observation window. And on this window, there are various holographic displays, and then this huge control center here with all this science equipment. And it's all basically analyzing the dark star down in front of the red sword. And as you enter, I mean, again, these are these kind of huge readouts. So it just takes an instant to grasp what's going on. But not only has the ship been aligned and set up with navigational information to penetrate to the center of the star, but you notice here there are diagnostics on explosives and retrofitted bombs throughout the hull of the ship that have all been set to trigger under certain temperature conditions. Finally, there's something a bit more interesting, which is there's a scientist's log on the console here.
Hit play.
And it's just sitting up on its last entry. And that last entry basically just describes all that we've done has congealed into darkness. And now we have one last chance to make it right. I just hope we are still ourselves long enough to do the deed.
Oh, no.
And then there's several sort of blank returns, a couple of random messy keys, and then it says dash, and at the end for Lila.
Oh, poor captain. Poor
So
headless
Ezra,
bastard.
you're kind of up as you take all this in, being at the fore here. What will you do?
Blow the ship. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. First of all, I wave over to my compatriots and tell them to come into the room. we take a moment. I explain to them exactly what you told me, kind of giving them up to the story of what's going on. That the captain probably did this for Layla, and they've pointed the ship at the sun. And when this ship gets close enough, the temperature will rise, and as it burns up in the the outer atmosphere of the sun, so to speak, or in the outer rays, all these explosives are going to go off, and this ship won't be here anymore.
So I kind of did a repair turn on my round, so I'm going to keep our timer right where it was.
Right.
And that comes back to you two. So Zed and Doruk, you're entering as he's figuring all this out.
Okay.
Okay, kind of gripping the locket that I've got from the bridge. There's a real sense of duty to finish what the captain started, and to kind of to give rest to all the reptoids on this ship. I like immediately the first thought is, okay, like, can we overcharge the engines? Can we do anything to do with that? Should we head in towards like the rear of the ship, and really just kind of plunge this thing into the heart of darkness?
Yeah, we can overcharge the engines, but we'll have to do it manually. We can't do it from here.
In that case, we do it manually. Like this needs to end.
To the engine room.
So
Onward.
Doruk, for the first time, you're at the front if you guys are heading for engineering.
for that one round.
It's funny. He's dragging that cannon down the hallway, and we run past him into the room, and we talk for a minute. And then as he gets to the end of the room, everybody's running the opposite direction, and he just turns and looks at everybody like.
Doruk is gonna say
he has to turn the cannon around.
He's gonna as you guys like go in and then immediately come out, like he's gonna say, what? So we're turning ship into a giant missile? Wonderful! I love this plan.
Of course he does.
Okay, so Ezra, you're heading out?
Yes.
Awesome.
That's
So
I bet you that's why they killed the captain, because they found out what he had rigged up, and then it was too late. It mutated, just like it mutated our friend into the alligator here. I think it mutated everyone else, and then it was too late. They couldn't turn the ship around.
Mandai the hero.
So as you guys run,
I'm keeping an eye on what's his face on Zed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, totally keep an eye on me.
so as you guys dash basically down to the engine room, Doruk bringing up the rear. At that point, for our repair turn kind of came around and I reached 0.
No.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
So once again, and this engine room is sitting here humming, and it's been rigged to overload, so the thing is actually kind of running hot. And you can see there are several stations, like for each of these little rings. So really there's like almost 12 or 15 stations where men or reptoids can work to man these engines. And this hum is just confusing and insane. And we're sitting on a 13. So beat that with your decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Got exactly a 13.
All right, all
Natural
3.
20.
Great.
Well done, Matt.
Nice.
That's done. That goes down. And we come back to Zed, man. This is you're staring the snake in the eye right now. So what'll it be?
As the most dexterous and the fastest member of the group, I'm just going to get in there and start working on what I need to work on.
So right away you notice this panel right near the entrance here. And just like on the bridge, it's all set. Like all this circuitry has been rewired, and there's a big blinking overdrive key.
Cool. Basically, I'm ready to just hit whatever needs to be hit, and wait for the rest of them to just move away. Especially Doe. Like I know that he's slow. I'm happy to just wait until he's ready to reach the end, to reach the warp shell.
Okay, so you've
Doruk.
got hand hovering over button.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Doruk, head towards the warp shell.
The
other way. The other way.
Provide
Head towards
fire
the warp
support.
shell.
Like cover because I'm still invisible. Like cover my exit.
Yes. Go wait at ship. Everyone. He's gonna go wait at the ship.
You're more than welcome to ride this one. We're gonna ride the other one.
He's like, yes. Sure. He's like, I am not fast. I understand.
Nice. So Doruk actually sort of sacrifices a turn, almost making up for the slowpokey component of the turtle.
Hey,
I like
when you're
him as a Russian turtle.
When you're a
Starts
turtle,
heading
you
off,
gotta do what you
and
gotta
then
do.
Ezra, that comes to you.
I'll go and hook up the other engine and get that one going.
Okay, so are you guys ready to? So Ezra, are you hitting your button or hovering? Or what's your...
On the count of 2, we'll hit the
Count of
button
2.
together. On 2, not
Good for
2
that.
and then hit the button. On 2.
On 2. 1,
So 1,
2.
2.
All
Pop.
right. Awesome.
Click.
So you hit engage. Sure enough, the engines instantly let off like an ion exhaust burst. And now I will roll our session end dice. So let's see how long you have not
The
die.
torque is the only one to survive.
Not a 1. Not a 1. Not a 1. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, it wasn't a 1.
The tortoise is the only one that's going to live.
Run for it.
Oh my
Run for it.
God.
That's all I got to say. Run for it.
I'm not that fast.
Oh boy. So,
This is why we had Durek go ahead of us.
so I think actually we can probably come up to here.
Okay.
Mm.
So you guys dash through that chamber, and Doruk is about yay far ahead of you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
always one room.
So I assume it's just beating feet, right? It's a pure dash.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm invisible. I'm going for it.
I'm
So that's
Shell and
turn
Elbows.
right there.
Get
So-
out of my way.
So as you guys are just dashing, you feel the ship accelerate at a ridiculous, extreme rate.
Oh no.
Like all of you basically slam into the rear wall as you're running, and that's the first turn.
Oh,
Oh, we're so close.
In the second turn,
Zebdiah, grab Durek.
Don't. I will
We
not
both
be-
grab both shell, one side of the shell. He grabs the other side of the shell.
I
Durek,
will
drop
not-
the cannon. Drop the cannon.
okay, so
I will not be picked up.
this is our situation here with Zed being in the front of the initiative order. So he's about to sort of pass Doruk, but basically it's this turn and the ship starts to enter the corona. So
Oh,
you guys can see out the observation window here near the airlock somewhere. You can see the warp shell pulling up next to the ship, and there's no umbilicus because
What?
the whole outer docking mechanism has been blown to pieces.
Oh no.
Part of the walls of this whole module have been split. There's atmo leaking out here and there. There's sparks flying, but you do see the warp shell sort of pulling up in nearby space.
jump. Go.
So Zed,
Everyone into the airlock. Everyone into the airlock.
Everyone into the bus. I guess.
Push Dorok as he goes into the airlock.
There's no umbilicus though, and I don't have a suit.
Turtle up.
Shit.
that
I'm gonna.
possible?
Zed, what do you do? It's your turn.
I'm gonna run up to Doe, scream, turtle up, and just push him towards the nearest door to kind of help him out of
All right,
the shell.
These rooms in all this chaos now have gone from a 10 to a 12. So give me a strength on a 12 to do the shove into the. You're basically doing one of these, right?
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
That's awesome.
So he slides. As long as you're, are you agreeing to it, Matt?
Yeah, I'll agree to that. I don't. Just don't tell anyone else.
I can just
No,
see
Matt,
a
you
dead
should
man
definitely
carrying
confess.
the turtle, carrying him like that.
Don't tell the elf.
No
So
one
you
tosses a
basically go
Taunton.
straight up Koopa shell on this shit.
Exactly.
And it slides across into the airlock, but it hits he hits the outer door
Bing!
and slams Koopa shell style. Zed, I think that's going to leave you sort of like right here.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. And then Doe, your turn.
Well, can I? Shit. Can I see the? Can I see the warp shell outside?
The door.
Yep, it's about 20 meters from the docking module here. Like it's right there. You can see the side of it. Kind of looks like a giant arthropod.
I kind of want to open the door and have just the atmosphere just like suck everybody out and into the warp shell.
Well, the pad is right by your right hand there.
Beep. There we go.
All right, you hit it.
Oh,
The outer airlock
Yep.
open. Everyone is instantly sucked into deep space.
Oh, I'm in a turtle
Whoosh.
shell.
All right, so Zed
Whoosh.
and Ezer have maneuvering suits. So
Right.
it's actually Ezer, it's your turn.
Oh.
Grab
Okay.
the little bastard.
What's
Ezra Harden, grab the turtle. Grab the Torton, excuse me. I grab Zebdiah's ankle, and I use a mental telekinetic push to push us away from the ship.
Oh shit, there's the telekinesis. Okay, so what is it? It's an int check on the TK?
It's limited telekinesis. You tell me. I am assuming.
So it doesn't even say, does it?
And no, it just says limited telekinesis. I would assume that would be an easy thing to do, but I don't know.
Let's then give me an anything but a 1.
Oh, well, that's easy. Score 19.
Yes.
All right, so with the ankle in one hand and a Torton shell in the other, you just use Psyker TK. Are you still sitting on 1 hit point?
I'm still sitting on 1 hit point.
So you
think
push
most
away
of us
from
are.
the red sword, plop into the warp shell's entry bay, and actually the effort is so extreme you kind of like some blood pops
Pass out.
out one eye and you drop. And as you do, the red sword accelerates another like 100-fold
Oh, yeah.
and zips down into the dark star, right into its heart, explodes right as you guys go into this sort of insect wall that closes on the side of the shell, and it vanishes in an instant, and you don't even get to see the dark star destroyed because you are once again in subspace.
Score.
Well done, player.
Yeah.
One
Well
hit
done.
point. 1 hit point.
0 hit points.
Well,
Somebody hit me with that
done.
stim pack. Somebody
Man.
hit me with that stim pack. Oh,
I used it on on Zed.
we've got that other the wood gel.
I've got a wood gel, and I think
Just
the Stimpack is
smear it
used
in
on
my
me.
head. I'll be fine.
Well done, guys. So
Oh, you know what?
managed
He
to
smears
survive.
it. He smears it on my face and all over my head, and I'm unconscious. And after a second, I wake up and I'm like, that stings.
We just drag you. We drag you to the spa, like the in-house warp shell spa. Between us, we just create this ridiculous wood beast spa.
So as you
Towels
guys
on the
are licking
face
your
and
wounds in the warp shell, you experience one of the things that they prepared you for as being a crew for this ship, this entity, which is that not only do you not fully get to see the fruits of your labors, but right as you start to glimpse subspace, this weird sort of warping vortex, the warp shell brings down its little sort of pseudopods and puts you back to sleep and pulls you back into the panels. And in the next instant, you pop back awake and you're somewhere completely different in the cosmos. But that, my friends, is another story.
Yes.
So thanks for playing,
Yes.
guys. Thanks
Yes.
everybody for tuning in. These players were absolutely awesome. Grab yourself a PDF of Last Flight of the Red Sword. Play this shit because it's super fun with everybody. Thanks you guys a lot for playing. Really good time. I think that's it. I think we're about done. So I'm going to cut us out, and I'll see you all next time. And everybody pour out a drink for me tonight because we hit 20K, all right? So Thanks, guys. If you want to stick around and chill for a second, you can, but we're going to play the weird sound effect to bring it out. So thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks for having us.